to how that first half starts.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I think it's all about that early momentum. It looks like we are getting into the opening map of this best of three. It's good to be back in the best of three format as well, might I add.
Yes,
best
sir.
of twos, they've been interesting. I think they kind of add a lot in that you have 2 matches per head-to-head for the stats. But best of threes, the tried and true classic. It's good to be home. Party Astronauts, as you mentioned, CT side to start. Buys coming through for both teams. What does Bentley go for? He goes for the double dualies for 6C and Fang, 2 super soldiers for the defense, and a set of utility for Snav to start things off on this pistol. Elevate, a quick lean towards A, perhaps a pop out ramp with one lurking in the palace. Infinite spotting from CT, and Fang having an early duel in the apartments. Dia does him in though, the P250 up close, bests the dualies, and now the A-site's been cracked wide open. Infinite's not going to commit to the duels. Dia will though, onto Wolfie finding that. A tag, a death by 1,000 cuts, no! Ben Leet finally finishes peeping, but the bomb does hit dirt, and Party Astronauts find themselves 2, now 3 man down. 6C towards window, towards jungle, finds no better. Snav beheads him at range, and Elevate off to the races with a very quick start on their map pick of Mirage.
That's a nice pistol round. It all starts that peak from Fang and Pal as Dia scales off of that for a 3-piece on the round. Headshots galore, and Party Astronauts ain't unable to do anything besides that 1 kill from Ben. It was a pretty poor collapse of a hold, and it could have started off so well with a headshot connected in Palace, but the aim was off, and it fell apart from there. Not being able to hit the shots is the failure of so many pistol rounds, and that's exactly what Party Astronauts faced in that one. They're going to force, though, into round number 2 of the half, and that is the all-important round. It's no longer the pistol round that is the decider. It is who wins that second round of the half, round 2 and round 14. And it's the force consists of 2 5.7s, a scout for Wolfie, a deagle for Fang, and 6C, unarguably the most broken gun of the game, the MP9. And he's in a rotator position as well over on Catwalk. He's got the long-range firepower, I want to call it that. It's good at the mid-range, long-range, not so much, but the play up and ladder, this boost here from PP, he's on the right angle, he spots the arm, and Fang again unable to get anything going. Shut down as that first death, giving so much space to Elevate to work around middle. 6, he comes around, he's able to back off as well, tucks into ladder. And that is huge for him. He picks up the deagle too. The 4v4, Infinite goes poking, and he is prodded back.
Khan is the adjustment. Peeping going forward, does crack it open with Wolfie. 6C, good rotation towards jungle, but now stuck in a corner. He finds one, but burns alive. Ben Leet, it's his turn with the broken weapon. Infinite, though, has been isolated. They need to be careful. Party Astronauts buy as much time as possible. Elevate all 3 towards A, 1 under balcony. They find one. Shane finds the second as well. Infinite getting a parting gift, but does not get them across the line. Elevate win the second. They convert that pistol round victory, and they shut down that force buy of Party Astronauts. Should mean they have that early momentum. Pistols should be all that's coming from Party Astronauts. Good opener from Peeping. Peek from 60. The double, just not quite enough. Again, Infinite isolated towards ramp. He did well to find that opening and get out. Still, it was not enough. His teammate in the window fallen in the meanwhile. Fighting that alone, only a 5.7. Even if it is a good pistol, it's not a winning battle.
You'd have to get incredibly lucky to isolate 3 duels on 27 HP and hit the headshot necessary to get those kills. The 5.7 is really good close range. It's okay at mid-range, but the problem with it, it's not very accurate on that first shot. I do like this mid-push, though, from Party Astronauts. A lot of control, a lot of information. They're going to hear everyone streaming out towards A. The MP9 is over towards stairs. The armor, the hero SMG, as it were, for 6C. He retreats into jungle as the smoke walls everybody out. The bomb goes down. The MAC-10 tap and damage. No kills either direction. Only one on the flank. That's Wolfie's USP. Of all the guns to have on the flank, the USP is probably the most ineffectual as the time ticks down. Elevate holding their lines, trying to play the counters. Infinite found already. Peeping, Dia, 2 apiece now. Or rather, 2 for Peeping, 1 for Dare and Dia. Only Fang left alive. And, well, there's been a lot of damage dealt to the Elevate squad. There's not much hope here for Party Astronauts to get any damage out of it. More than enough time to retreat for the wounded players. Peeping, Dea, all able to get out of here alive. Fang will do what he can to do some damage, and what he can do is absolutely nothing. 3-0 start for Elevate here on their map pick, and it's going swimmingly now that they have 5 alive.
Yes, it is. My question is, will Wolfie bring out the bang stick early, or will he go for a rifle and utility? And the answer is given very swiftly. It's going to be M4s across the board. I believe one A4 was purchased. There's that harvest towards CT spawn. 4 kills very quickly. Clean one for Elevate to get their 3rd on the board. Snav's going to go for the bonus with that Mac 10. We do see 60 on the A4. He's rocking it following that economic update's down to $3,000 instead of $3,100. I can respect the call. Definitely gives him some higher multi-frag ability. The question is, will he be given such an opportunity? It's a very difficult weapon to control at range. Elevate. They've been trifling with middle, though. It's straight out A yet again. And Party Astronauts, are they going to respect this? Are they going to be able to shut it down this time around with the rifles? It's a mixed bag of results. 1 for the price of 3. Fang, Wolfie, and Infinite all falling. Ben Leet touched by the flames. At this point, Ben Leet and 60 should be heavily considering the save unless they can find a kill in very short order. That smoke CT basically cements it. No control there. They'll hit for the hills, but Elevate, bolstered by what have been a few convincing rounds, should definitely be hunting these stragglers down.
Yeah, only 1 casualty again here for Elevate, so green light, go on the hunt. Take these guns out of the hands of Party Astronauts, even if it costs you 3, it's still worth taking one of these rifles out for Elevate. I don't know if they'll get there fast enough, though. Dare's taking such a long time to work through apartments.
He's running.
He's going in, they don't need to peek, they know it. They'll stay alive. But, Nate, I think the main problem for Party Astronauts right now, they can't hit shots.
They can't hit shots. They're, again, it feels like they're not really respecting a quick play.
No, they're not. And Elevate likes the quick, puggy play.
They're going to keep doing it until you punish them.
Oh, yeah. And then they'll play normal. If, in fact, they might actually play overly slow. But you have to stop them first.
They're going to play what works until it doesn't. And they're going to play their own game as well. You know, they'll play that swift execute, and then they'll slow down. No matter what, they're going to be controlling the pace at this stage, given how things have started. I don't know, he might have just thought about it and then got better. I'm not sure. Regardless, under the balcony, he does find early success. 1 kill secured. The player up top doesn't respect the pop-up. That's 2 secured, and now 60 can come in from the backline, finding it another Infinite. 3! Fang finds the final. And we were waiting for them to be punished, and they definitely are in this round. The half buy around the pair of saved rifles pays dividends. That MP9, 3 kills, 2 M4s finding the final 2, and Party Astronauts finally putting a round on the board. Again, not the fashion I would have expected them to do so, but still. They get the ball rolling. They build up that CT economy. And again, we've yet to see an op come into play for either team.
And what's the difference in that? Well, we got Dia on the op now. So it's not going to be Dare who's opping here. It's Dia, which is an interesting choice. I know Dare was struggling a little bit with the op in CS2, and looks like they've made the decision to have Dia go for the opping instead. But Nate, just to backtrack a little bit here, as we have the mid-round doldrums, Party Astronauts were ready for the fast play.
Yes, they were.
That was the entire counter. Infinite up close, play off 60. Infinite goes massive. 60 helps him out, keeps him alive on that 3rd kill. And that's what enabled Party Astronauts to win a very confident round, get extra guns, 2 AKs now, and the M4 picked up as well. So overall, such a good counter for Party Astronauts, but that is the far from ideal start they needed. But 60 and Fang. Fang gets shut out as well. Snav's got a pair. Dia strikes on the op, and it's all collapsed again. Party Astronauts mid-stake setup. They have 4 bodies positioned for the mid-play, and all 4 are down for the count with only 1 kill and 85 damage to show for it.
Yeah, there's 6 damage receiving as well. 91 damage. Okay. Got a nickel and dime here. It's rather dire straits. Mentioned heavy investment towards middle. 4. And they all fall the mastermind, the IGL, Snav. Infinite, that A-side anchor, been playing under the balcony, playing on site. Not even going to attempt anything. Just towards ramp, just trying to save this AK. If he can save it, it would be huge. Ben Leet does not have the money in the bank. Would allow a rifle drop and another solid buy into round number 7. I did not contemplate the fact that Dare would not be going for the op, but it does make sense. Dia picking up that weapon. Not get to see much of Elevate at all during the regular season. It just didn't happen to line up with our schedules, unfortunately.
Yeah, we had picked him a couple times, and they rescheduled.
Yeah, exactly. We tried.
Yeah, we did. Because they're an entertaining team to watch.
Snav is a very, very solid, well-known IGL.
At this point, yeah, he's come a long way. Dare, Snav, Shane, they've all come a long way.
I believe he also at least coached an Impact team.
So I think he did, yeah.
He knows Counter-Strike in and out.
Yeah. That's a good point to bring up, too. Because I'd forgotten about that.
It's also important to note, as we mentioned, or as we talked about in the green room, coach for Elevate left, I think, 30 minutes before this match.
Well, at least it was announced. I don't know how long they've been without the coach, but the public announcement was about 30 minutes prior to map start, so.
It could be a rather big thing, and yet in the same vein, as we mentioned, Snav, coach, very veteran IGL at this stage, perhaps could pick up that slack.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of weird to think about Snav and Dare and Shane as veterans these days.
Been here for a while.
We have been here for a while, Nate.
We have, they have.
We've all been here for a while. I mean, yeah, Ben's been around for ages.
And yeah, I don't even want to think how long that's been. That's before my time as well. Infinite. Mentioned Elevate would slow things down to a painful degree. They definitely have. We finally get to see an opener with less than a minute in the round, excuse me. Infinite finding that one over towards A. Straggler, 60 on Catwalk. He has that A4 I mentioned before. Takes down Peeping. Finally, the duel is going the way of Party Astronauts. They're getting the ball rolling. Dare, though. Khan playing around the smoke. Finds an opener onto Infinite. Dia in ladder, another. It's been turned on its head. We're back to even footing. 20 seconds left, though. A play has to be made. Dia lurking out of ladder. Finds one. Wolfie on his op. I didn't even see it in play. Finds nothing. And what looked like very good openings for Party Astronauts ends in catastrophe. Ben Leet, the old Mega Mind, 1 versus 3. And he's saving. He's going to try to at least. Dia on Catwalk, though, might just shut him down.
Yeah. Dare's actually picked up the op now. He's making sure that nobody on Party Astronauts can save that. So Dia has instead swapped out for the AK, sitting like a hen on an egg over his drop top. Nifty little bit of gun removal play there from them. Counters the usual, just toss it out of the map. Actually a much safer course of action, too. But Nate, it's timeout time for Party Astronauts here. It better be timeout time. Because they've got one round. This round should have worked out for him. And then Dia puts the round on his back. Dare gets the one, but Dia just goes through everything. On Cat, up ladder, through the smoke. Doesn't matter. Gets the job done. Party Astronauts are calling a timeout, but we've passed the halfway point of this half. We've passed the first quarter of this map of Counter-Strike. And Party Astronauts have one round isolated from them, which Elevate have done a masterful job of winning rounds and keeping players alive. Their economy is fantastic. Their rounds are looking great. Confident. Everyone is hitting shots. Shane's 3-1. We've said his name the least. And that's just because he hasn't really had to do anything.
Everybody else is hitting shots. Praising Dia for that op. He's quickly risen to the top for his team. Dare and Snav as well having their moments. And yeah, we see a back-to-back tactical timeout. Elevate now taking their time to talk things out. Perhaps
I feel like that might be a bathroom break timeout.
Oh, I was thinking mind games, personally. I thought that's
and also, it's one of the two, probably.
Could be both. Two birds with one stone.
Yeah. I efficiency. So if you're PA, do you swap something up? Because what you've done, you've tried different setups, and nothing's worked. Do you try to go aggressive through apartments? Do you try to get somebody in underpass? Do you just play retake A? There's so many different possibilities, but I feel like Party Astronauts might be trying to be too proactive for their own good.
Seen Infinite go for ramp control alone. If they went for something as a unit, as a pair, it could be something different. No op, though, for the CT side could be difficult. And it is that full AK plus op setup for Elevate. Fang. You set up in middle ready for the anti-flash. Comboing up with Wolfie while also watching underpass. Elevate. I've changed things up yet again as well. Yeah. Moving around with that op. Tried to find the jump spotting player B. Couldn't quite hit the shot. Fang, I don't think he got the spot there underpass. Missed opportunity, but he'll smoke it. Still a minute 10 left in the round. A lot of time to work with for Elevate. And they haven't used a lot of utility either.
Party Astronauts have, though.
Yeah. One smoke left, one Molotov left. A couple nades and a couple flashes. Elevate appear to be leaning towards B. 2 in apartments. Bomb, though, still very far removed from the situation at hand. Still not going to be recovered either. 60. Finally going to pressure middle. Dia is here, as is Dare. Dare throws a nade and is caught. That is a big one to find. The second now is the op. It will miss its opportunity. 60 doubles down. Wolfie as well finds a pair over towards B. The last alive is the lurk. Shane in towards T spawn. Cut off. Doesn't even have the bomb. With 30 seconds left. Doesn't want to save. They have a lot of money, but he'll try to do some damage, take somebody down with him. Does well to find 6C. Cannot double down, however. Fang gets the trade and the op upgrade as well. That's a pretty big boon for Wolfie going into round number 9. Things are not going to get easier for Party Astronauts. They're still going to be a solid investment for Elevate. Again, it seems like their strat book is far from exhausted.
But this is a much better round on micro scale from the Party Astronauts. They peaked together, which is something you mentioned. Go as a pair. And it was first that contact between up mid between 6C and Fang, and then Wolfie and Ben on the B site. That's what won them the round. They peaked together, they went together. It wasn't just an isolated duel or a 1v2. Trades are going to favor the Ts. If you can get a 2-for-1 on the CT side, then you're starting to do all right. And that's what Party Astronauts did, except they just won the duels outright. They didn't lose anybody. And for the first time, they actually have even fights, since that one round they held at the A site between Infinite and 6C, they won again. And I think that seems to be the recipe for success here. Have even numbers or man advantages in the fights, which will help Party Astronauts on the T side rather, but they need more than 2, 3, 4 rounds on the CT side. They need at least 5. If they can tie this up at 6, then things are starting to look solid. But it's still going to be a long road. It would require 5 in a row to even tie this up at 6 apiece going into half number 2. And Elevate still have the raw aim they've demonstrated to try and steal away another pistol.
Party Astronauts have changed things up in a big way. 6C's pressuring into apartments. He has complete control. We have 2 in the ramp. That was the big adjustment I also said would be interesting. Ben Leet and Infinite both here. At this point, Party Astronauts know it's going to be an A split, heavily leaning towards middle. And 6C finds Snav from the back lines and underpass. He'll just fall back. His presence alone should be enough to scare them away. Infinite towards ramp gets the information on Shane. Although he does lose Ben Leet in the meanwhile. Fang finds 1. He was stuck behind enemy lines again. He'll still succeed, finding 2, finding 3 as he runs down the upper. The last alive is Shane. He was at ramp. He found 1. His presence is known, and he's trying to get the heck out of Dodge at this point. Maybe take someone down with him yet again. Ooh. The economy for Elevate is getting rather low. He finds a second, but 60 on this flank will do him in, put him to dirt. 3-6 Party Astronauts at long last string victories together. They keep 3 rifles up as well. And it's finally time for Elevate to feel the pressure. Their economy is low. Looks like we might have a technical pause because it looks like Dia might have disconnected from the server.
What a play from Fang, though. Head on a swivel, stuck in the open. That's a one-and-done spot, and he manages to get 3 from it. Magnificent individual prowess from him. It's a tactical timeout that seems to be used by... Now it's definitely a tech. That's a HUD
It's
bug
not
right
counting
there.
down.
That is
Yeah.
100% a technical pause. So we got a mech issue, and we'll fix that here. We'll get Dia back in server and get back live in a moment. Luckily for us, it didn't happen before the beginning or during the beginning of a round before damage was taken, so we don't have to do a whole match medic situation or all that. And I don't think we'll have to deal with any of that situation here. We'll just let Dia get back in and then get back into the game once everything is restored. But now things are starting to stabilize a little bit more for Party Astronauts. They've broken the economy of Elevate. And so now there is a pathway to 5 rounds. But it really stands to question why Party Astronauts struggled so heavily in the first few rounds. And maybe it's just a slow start, but the way they've played the last couple, it's not any different from what you'd normally do on Mirage.
I think they're making adjustments that I think were called for. Again, that double press ramp.
Yes.
6C pushing apartments. That was well read as to a tendency. You know, when they sit middle and they smoke top con, they're typically going for that A split. I think that's a tendency that's been read into by Party Astronauts. It would make sense if Ben Leet got that call right. I feel like Elevator feeling that pressure tactically right now.
This is, I think, the differentiation between the two.
Yeah, we call him a veteran, but keep in mind, Ben Leet is like, I don't want to sound disparaging, but almost retirement home veteran, you know? He's been here even longer.
I mean, he was playing global challenges back in 2019. Let's just put it that way. He was playing WESG qualifiers in 2018. That's when I first met Ben. It was in 2018. At WESG 2018 North America. Woo!
It's a long time ago. Eagle, Heater, 1 for 1. There for 6C. The 2 stars we highlighted, both taken out of the round. The op now, forced to fall away, forced to capitulate window. Snab works through. He's finally caught that pigeonhole just too much. But Shane on the Deagle coming alive. A second secured for him. He's silently working up the scoreboard. Ben Leet takes down Dia from the sidelines. This round is still far from over. Shane peeping, making a good read. Going CT spawn. This is going to slip a gap. Or will it? Wolfie pushing back. Finally punishes Shane. That Deagle can't connect there, but the clock at range for peeping will.
That's costly.
Unfortunate. That is. It's going to go right out of the map. Selfless. It makes it all the more difficult for a round like this, but he knows he can't really do anything other than plant. He's going to go and at least attempt it, but on low HP, it's just simply not possible. Very smart for that op out of the map. Infinite won't get anything from that corpse.
I think he got a P250 or a tech.
Would have gotten a Deagle at most because the Tech 9 was on the opper.
Oh, yeah. He got some sort of pistol upgrade. That's all he got.
Making the round costly, though, for Party Astronauts. If they lose this round, their economy is going to be pretty poor going into the final of the first.
And that's not a good spot to be in when you're trying to get 6 tied up. So, or at bare minimum 5. So Elevate, despite having to go for the eco in the last round, in a pretty good spot. Wolfie gets a tag and gets tagged himself, about equivalent damage across 2. Peeping able to back away. Shane up in Palace. Whew, that's a nice shot from Wolfie. He's starting to wake up on the op here on the CT side. Better late than never now. Infinite also very low on 1-shot HP. 6, gets destroyed by Dare on the swing out top middle. The dry fight from Rifler onto Rifler, star onto star. Molotov forces Dia forward, and he has a nice little angle, but Ben is able to convert the spray and get the dink he needed. 4v3 with the health on Party Astronauts abysmal. 3 players sub 30 HP combined. It is just a really rough situation for them. And for Elevate, yeah, Peeping's low. They have half HP on Dare. They have Shane alive still. And Shane's been ripping heads in the last couple of rounds. They have a good amount of space in towards Rat and Sniper's Nest. But that's a big pick from Wolfie onto the full HP player of Shane. That should set Party Astronauts up for success here. Ben gets the spot out middle. Cannot connect the kill, though. So it's still danger time here with enough opportunity to get the bomb down. Fang cannot afford to miss as they're going B.
20 seconds left, though. Time is of the essence. In fact, they're actually going to save. Turns around.
I don't hate this call.
No, I don't either. This is a good call. It's the last round of the half. Their team doesn't have money to begin with. Elevate will scramble together whatever they can for those 3 fallen comrades. Party astronauts, though, we talked about it. We said 5 minimum, 6 is ideal. They've hit that 5 as a marker. That is what, 4 rounds in a row now for this CT side?
Yes, sir.
Well, they have been tested time and again. These rounds feel touch and go. They do not look convincing for the most part. But they are winning them consistently, and that's what matters. They have finally gotten that read on Elevate. I wonder if that read can carry over to the T side.
It could be completely different, though, too.
Yeah, I mean, CT side versus T side, it could be very different. Wolfie, op and window. Exploiting their lack of utility, finds the opener. There's next to no utility for Elevate. Had some flashes and a decoy. Some Galils on Snav and Dia to add insult to injury. Party Astronauts hefty advantage in this one. Wolfie's not going to miss in window. A second secured.
There's no util.
It's not. Party Astronauts should have a 6th on a silver platter here.
This is more than a silver platter. This is 5-course Michelin star meal right here. Is the only one for Snav. Peeping's an underpass, running away. He's been hurt, and Wolfie aggresses, looking for that 3rd and final in the round. He's got Fang with him too. The jump spot revealed. Wolfie will get destroyed by Peeping. That's a nice shot, but it should not be more than... Hold up! Maybe it is. There's the flank from Ben. Will Peeping be ready? Pulls out his gun, checks his backside. Infinite and Ben splitting up so much time on the clock, and Peeping has made this winnable. 2 isolated duels, one the op, one a rifle. Headshot on both. Confident, crisp, cool, and collected. Bomb to be recovered, 38 seconds. Plenty of time to work a site. No utility, but maybe some down in mid to be salvaged from the fallen bodies of the CTs. There's a Molotov in front of him. He will not grab it, a smoke down as well, which he will acquire. En route down middle, 22 seconds. He has about 15 seconds now to get the bomb down. Moving up the connector in towards A. He's made his bed. He'll have to sleep in it now, running out. Smoke's on the middle. Infinite can play time. He pops out. And we have a 6-6 half heading into the first half of our best of 3 break. We'll see in a minute.
Early momentum for Elevate dissolves into a tied ball game, 6 a pop. Party Astronauts now on the T side of Mirage. It's Pineapple Phillips and Boggs to bring you the action. Snav to go for an early lean in towards ramp. He catches the play with a nade in hand. The dualies do not miss onto Wolfie. There's 2 pairs of dualies lurking around on this A site. Things are only going to get more difficult for this Party Astronauts team. Snav peeking in towards Palace. Drops 6-8, drops Fang. 3 for Snav on A as the final pair come out ramp. Ben, Leak, and Infinite trying to find what they can, but it's Dare's turn on the dualies to find 1 and 2. A succinct and clean pistol for Elevate as they take both pistols in this map and also reassert their lead to start things off in the second.
And something else to note, Nate. 1 kill for Party Astronauts across both pistol rounds so far. 1.
Don't have the strats required. Pistol's very important.
I don't think it's the strats. It's they just get ripped apart. Shane, Dare, Dia, peeping. They see head, they click head. And now they farm the anti-eco here, as it's no armor, pistols, and 1 P250 on 6E. He's lurking out B, and he will be revealed momentarily. Gets a dink, but not the kill. 8-6 for Elevate, as it was a save round for Party Astronauts. They'll get a buy up here. AKs across the board. Galil for Fang for the extra utility. But this is where things can get a little more testy now. Elevate, they did have 5 alive, and then 5 alive again, so there's a good amount of money built up. Not ideal to get rifles up in the following if they lose this one, but at least they can get half buy-in and try and turn it back and keep it from an 8-8 scoreline. But MP9s, M4s is not a bad buy. There's 2 kits as well, helmets across the board. Overall, it's not a bad spot to be in for Elevate, especially if they can utilize those MP9s at a close range angle. Peeping over on Van has 1, Shane has full ramp information too. I like how Elevate are playing this, and that's some good double nading down towards connector as well. CT side looking strong in the early going. The eye test looks promising. Diaz going to be a little late. They don't expect him. It's a 1-for-1 trade. He's able to get out of there alive, not quite unscathed. The nade chunks him down by 42 health. Molotov at the bottom of ladder as well. Smoke for Catwalk. 2-2 split now. If you count Diaz as a B player, but now over towards jungle. It's mostly a 3-1 with about a minute 05 to go for Party Astronauts. They'll have to make a move. It's a good flash for the peak. Good trade by Fang. 3 versus 3. Into A they go. Infinite shuts down Shane. Peeping. Dia. Last 2 alive. They know where Dia is. Molotov forces him back. Bomb goes down, but Fang roasts alive. Even 2v2 here. And much more costly Party Astronauts. Unfortunate fights, but they won them both. That could have been disastrous. Wolfie on 1 HP. The long-range duel barely won by the Party Astronauts Hopper. And that's what I meant by disastrous fights. Long-range 1v1s in a 2v2 situation. Not ideal, but they make it work.
Very slim margins on that victory, but a victory is a victory. Out of the gates far earlier than they were in that first half. Loss for Shane. M4 surrounding. Lackluster utility, but enough to make it work for Elevate. Party Astronauts all some woes. Ben Leet on that Galil. Lack of utility. Very similar play to the round of last for Party Astronauts. Going towards middle, slowly getting control. The nade setups for Elevate have been pretty decent thus far. They've hit their mark for the most part. Bring Ben Leet down to 74 and Wolfie down to 82. Both are now 1 shot to the M4 in the head. Fang slowly negotiates control connector, but it's been given. Snav, is he going to peek over the smoke? Fang is waiting for it. Might be a flash in for such a play to come through.
Did Fang spot something over the smoke? I think he did.
Be a shadow. I think he would pull the trigger if he did.
Maybe a backpack.
Here's the duel. Snav's the one that wins it, though. Fang can't trade onto the player jungle. Snav does get away towards sand, which Dia and Snav find more. 60 finally burns Snav alive. And Fang does get a trade onto Dia in window, but still a lot to do, and Shane has a power position working out towards A. Completely blindsides 60, but can't get the kill. Finally finishes it. Secures that advantage. Fang covers the bomb. 25 seconds left. He's going to swap things up. Go towards catwalk. Right call. Both players are on A. At least secure that bomb plant and set himself up in an advantageous position. Frost in sight. No fear whatsoever. He'll fake the plant for good measure, and he'll stick it. Again, no one's even close. Plant down, default. It's all in his position. Where does he want to play, and how will Shane and Peeping play? What is their spacing going to be? I have to imagine they're just going to play it together, play textbook. That also gives that added risk of a lineup or collateral.
Only a smoke for the retake.
Nice off angle, but just can't connect with the spray. Doesn't get a single shot on target. Peeping is the one to win that duel cleanly. 2 AKs recovered, bomb fused, and Elevate again secure a 2-round lead. They're only 4 away from taking this first map as well. Pressure is mounting for the Party Astronauts offensive.
This offensive comes up empty-handed. Some of these duels just going away. The trades end up going back the way of Elevate from a 2v2, and then 60 tossing a flash, get the blindsided by Shane just lurking around on site. Putting Fang in the 1v2, he goes for the duels, doesn't connect his shots, and it's a force up for or a half buy really for Party Astronauts, with Fang on a bit more of a hero play, even though he has 950 left. Ben's on a Glock, P250 for Infinite, 60 on the Galil, Wolfie also on a Glock. So it's a very odd investment, or lack thereof, from Party Astronauts, with some players going all in, some players going with nothing at all. And I think they're just hoping to do some damage here. The utility's not great. That's a good opening kill. Snav gets one, but burns alive from Infinite. Dia, the third man here on site, doubles down and tries to grab the third, but Wolfie at least can secure a bomb plant. 2v2. It's planted for Ben. Problem, he's got a Glock at range. It's planted for Cat. The nade will go high. Actually, no, they elect to go short instead. That's a perfect one as Wolfie rotated closer. He spots 2, but he cannot do anything. Ben with a Glock. So much distance between him and the diffuser.
Smoke on bomb as well.
All
this
on
is not possible.
There's no way Ben wins this.
Not a chance. They're not even sticking it. Just in case, Peeping on top of default is the one to behead Ben Leet. And the advantage extends to 3, 10-7. There's good damage done. It'll keep the CT economy honest. It'll actually might actually do lasting damage. Force someone onto a FAMAS or maybe an MP9. This is an important caveat. And Party Astronauts did get the bomb plant as well, which means they get a little bit of extra cash into the investment. I'll have to see exactly how good it is. You mentioned Fang was on only 950 remaining round prior. Tactical pause used by Elevate, not Party Astronauts. Interesting.
I don't hate it.
I don't know. They're full AKs, but we do have a lack of helmet on Fang. Prioritizing a smoke and a Molotov instead. I can respect that call. Makes him very squishy to the M4s for Snav and Shane. And Elevate had the right read in that round. They had 3 on the site ready to go. Couldn't stop the bomb plant, but it did really cement the round in their favor. 10-7. 3 rounds away now from taking their map pick. Party Astronauts, what is the adjustment? They had time to talk in that tactical. It's a double-edged sword from Elevate. I'm going to go for an A play. Don't think we've really seen anything B other than as a last resort clutch situation for Fang. Maybe a change of pace in that direction could be welcome. A lot of time to decide in this round. Still a minute 40 left as Fang takes control.
Ooh, they got the boost up. I love this position. On the logs. So fun. Then again, I'm a B anchor, so almost any action's fun for me. Except for a bum rush. But not a lot of utility left for Party Astronauts with a $120 on the clock. Elevate playing very passive here, waiting for Party Astronauts to come to them, much like the round prior where they were able to win out their duels. They do have that op supporting the abandoned snipers nest relatively early, which is interesting. Drop a molly in as Khan has taken control of Party Astronauts beginning to stream up. Dia's still unable to see anything through that smoke up Khan. 3 players CT, 1 on Cat. They know there's one here. They cannot get the kills. Ben's got the first from Bricks. Bomb goes down. Ben's still alive and kicking. The Spam's finding nothing at all for Elevate and have to make a decision quickly. Snap 1-for-1, infinite trades. Fangs on the lurk. Messy spray. 1-for-1 as well. 3v2. Retake on for Elevate. Maybe not now as Dare hits the deck and Dia wants to keep that op into the next round. Party Astronauts will keep themselves alive here. Keep 3 up. They're on the hunt. If they can take the op away from Dia, would be massive damage to the Elevate economy, which is in a very poor spot. Dia's ready for something, but it's going to come down to timing. Does he check the right spot? Does he check the right angle? 60 dropping off the ledge. Headshot connected. That's our player to watch. And what a stylish way to finish the round.
Stylish way indeed. I'm glad they added that indicator. We know when players are completely lucky. In this case, 60 most certainly is. Up for Wolfie now in play. Picked up and given over. And that is a critical kill to find, and that really should cement this next round, round number 19, in the favor of Party Astronauts. There is a force off the back of it, but I don't think these weapons should hold a candle to Party Astronauts unless there's something disastrous. Unless Shane goes for another massive 3K with the Deagle, I don't see anything happening here. Fang, his AK has been fickle in this first map, but it hits its mark for the opener. Snap, though, finding one, lurking forward, is looking for even more. Fang, bottom con. Playing this position dutifully for most rounds. Alone. Molotov thrown window. Ben Leet in sandwich. A belabored spray, but a win versus Shane. Ben Leet, a one-tap onto Snav. That should cement the round. 2 left. Peeping and Dare. They have a kit. They have some pistols.
Save it.
And a dream. I would say save it. CT economy is very difficult.
Besides pistols, armors, damaged guns to be picked up in the next round, you have no odds of winning this one, essentially. So might as well save it. And you're probably not going to get hunted either, which I don't know why Fang's still hunting for this. It's pistols. You give them a rifle. It's horrible. He gets the kill, but it's a very risky play. And either way, Party Astronauts will draw within 1 on the map. Pick up Elevate here. Ooh, that's disgusting. Doesn't even break the vents there. Goes clean through. And that's the kind of damage that you don't want to give up if you are PA, especially if the gun gets recovered. And look, a dink onto Wolfie as well. Think better of Peek and Dare. Infinite's the next in line, and Dare's reading it. Timing goes against him. And so Dare is eventually cut down, but that could have gotten a lot worse for the Party Astronauts as they try everything to hunt down a pistol and armor. That just goes to show the fear that PA have of Elevate on any sort of buy.
I didn't know for sure. There was a FAMAS in play after all. Or the fear or the confidence. The resurviving, though, means that the T economy should be in an okay spot. Elevate. Going to give them some breathing room as well, seeing as it is a save. 1 flash and starter pistols with a Zeus for peeping. It's like a pop out towards mid is the call. 60 ahead of the flash, gets 1 and 2 before finally falling. Fang, unblinded, finds the 3rd. Keeps that MAC 10 out of the CT hands. Snap will finally grab it. But at this range, it cannot do anything. Peeping. Lost alive in window. Going to use the USP unless he gets close. Might pull up that Zeus. There it is. At this point, though, 10 is guaranteed for Party Astronauts. Question is, can Peeping take someone with him? I don't think so.
Your postulation proves correct, my friend. He's cut down on the line of duty, and so we have a tie game with the last 4 rounds of regulation on Mirage. And I say that because I'm not entirely sure or confident that we're going to have a winner in 24 rounds of Counter-Strike, the way this has gone. It's been very back and forth, very streaky. The lead pendulum has swung back to a tie game. Elevate are on a bye here, but it does not have an op. They do not have a defuse kit either, Nate. So keep an eye on that if the bomb gets planted. And 6C is beginning to feel more and more confident. He's peeking out. He has the most deaths, but he also has the most kills. He's feeling aggressive. He's feeling like he can get the job done. Running in. There's a double up in Hell. The Molotov misses. They do not clear it. They leave Hell alone. And so Shane can get one before he burns. Snav is still here. They won't expect him. Dia gets tagged and bagged. Infinite flashes into Hell. Now they know there's a player in CT. All 3 rotations are here, but out pops Snav. No trade available. A man advantage for Elevate here. As Infinite tries to go for more, he walks into Snav's crosshair. Ben comes up empty-handed. Elevate strike back. They get their lead back in hand. No bomb plant, and Party Astronauts left wondering what possibly went wrong. They walk into a stack, and they're shut down by the double up in Hell.
A read from Elevate. They know it's going to be an A play from the outset. It's been basically an A play almost every single round. Some mid sprinkled in if they want to slow things down. The Party Astronauts wanted to keep on the gas in that round. Very well read by the IGL of Snav. Elevate snag a lead yet again. 10-11. Party Astronauts, though, still money left to go for the investment. Dia, though, has his op, whereas Wolfie does not. This is an impactful round. Both teams have the potential to be reset by a loss in round number 22. Elevate win this one without allowing a bomb plant. They should have an 11th and potentially, or a 12th and potentially that 13th because of a compromised investment. Party Astronauts can find victory here and take most of the rifles away from their adversaries. They should have a 12th, an 11th, and probably a 12th of their own.
That's the wrong way to start for Party Astronauts, but Fang is able to get the trade. Peeping on the logs, forced away as PA scale forward into the B site. Flash is blinding him, he still sees nothing, a smoke in his way, and Dare gets caught on the rotation through Market Door. Peeping still here, they know where he is. Wolfie peeks it, he does not need help. Finishes that next kill. Snav out in middle, backstabs Fang, trying to cut off rotations. 3v2 on the post-plant situation. Elevate may go for a save here as they are broken, they know it, and yeah, Shane's going back. Snav will probably go through T-spawn. They'll group up. They grab the op, which is a nice extra. That's a big bonus. But it's a tie game again. And this is what I mean. I'm not entirely confident we'll settle this in 24. Little teammate shenanigans there. But
Friend or foe?
That was a great trade by Fang to spray down Dia through the box, through triple.
It's a huge one to find.
That evens up the round. That enables the scale to be that effective. Because then they deal with the 2 players on site, and there's no chance for a retake. 3 alive, 3v3, probably going to go for it.
Tied up yet again. But those 2 rifles are going to tempt Elevate into some sort of half-buy, perhaps. MP9 for Shane. Peeping. Got the 5-7. Dare has nothing. Let's go for some utility. Actually gets dropped some utility, I should say. Party Astronauts. Hot off the heels of a B victory. They're going to go for it again, or at least it looked like they were going to go for it in the early goings. Dia, Snav, the 2 hero rifles.
They're holding.
They want to take these fights. They know that Party Astronauts will have somebody here. Infinite in towards Kitchen is locked in. Snav going to test him, and the op's going to hold the fall away. Infinite passes the first test at the very least. Dia, though, still waiting for players to press. Up catwalk comes one. Dia passes that. A second, though, not found. 6C trades him out. Dare, trying to get into the thick of things, is met by 6C as well. Shane out towards Market Door. Does find one. Bentley tries to dodge that flash and is caught on a timing. Shane, another. The MP9 now making things interesting. 2 versus 2 secured. And the 5-7 has leaked out as well. It's dealt with. It's silenced, but still, Shane is lurking. He's been huge. He gets the dink onto 6Z, but he does not get the kill or the round. 12-11. Party Astronauts are the ones to find themselves with a map point on their opponent's map pick. And as you mentioned, Elevate still seem to have a distinct possibility of finding overtime.
There is 1 kit available for Shane, an okay amount of utility. It's not great, but it's not horrible. 5 smokes, 3 mollies, flashes, and nades. Meanwhile, a full complement for the Party Astronauts, the op for Wolfie. I do like that read from Party Astronauts. We had success on B. Let's see if they want to push it and counter our control. Infinite wins his duel. He has support, and then they were able to close down the rest of the site. Fang's already into ladder room here. There was no mid presence at all from Elevate. The smokes denoting some sort of mid play, but Elevate stacking 4 towards the A site. Dare is the rotator to B from window, and he's going to make his way over there. Peeping will have to be careful as he can get caught on a timing here. Utility getting prepped to chuck in towards the B site by the Party Astronauts as they have 2 players already raring to go in kitchen. Still 3-2 split for Elevate here. Both players watching Cat. Now Molotovs come on the balcony. Flash is going through. Smokes in. Molly bench. Cat utility coming through as well. Party Astronauts ready to spring. Rotations from Elevate beginning to come through as well. In run snap. Dare around the site. Caught by Infinite Bomb going towards the side. Peeping in the bed. Burning. Shut down. Dia falls as well. Infinite with the last 2. Or 1 left standing is Shane, the last defender of the site. He's trying to come through market. 6, duels him, and he takes him down. 13-11 for Party Astronauts. They pick it up at the end and basically just say, we are just better. It was aim. It was utility. It was the depth of strategy for the Party Astronauts that carried them over the line. And Nate, that is a veteran squad. Not on a good map for
but a big win on a map they were not favored on, and now heading on in towards Nuke, a map they have far better prospects on.
Yeah, it might be a 4-4 record for Party Astronauts, but the wins include NRG, 1-1 against NRG really, a loss against Nouns as well. But when you look at Elevate, this is where things get a little bit rough. 0-1 on Nuke, a 13-2 loss to NRG in their only outing on the map in the last 3 months. Does not bode well considering Party Astronauts have taken NRG out on this map before. So, for Party Astronauts, they're on the T side. They're scaling in. Dia with another pistol round whipper. As he tries to flick around for another, gets dinked down as Ben Leet will run down Peeping. Dare's still around, second vents, and he'll swing for a pair. Helps coming through. Infinite gets nothing, and only 1 kill on the opening pistol round for Party Astronauts again. And so now for Party Astronauts on pistol rounds, they have a grand total of 2 kills and 3 for 0.667 per pistol round average so far tonight.
Less than ideal. And also, we broke down the bans way earlier on. I just realized Inferno was left in the pool. They could have picked Inferno. Instead, they went
the
for
Nuke pick.
Nuke. I like the Nuke pick, but also Inferno's the permaban of Elevate.
But, and here's the thing. Do you really want to play Inferno?
I don't want to watch Inferno. But, yeah, I can see your point. I do think Nuke's definitely a far more entertaining map. The harvesting things down. 60, though, up top of Mini. The Glock finds 1 before he's chopped away by an MP9. Fang, the last alive back red, finds nothing for his troubles. Just 1 kill, and a rather inconsequential one as well. Rifle can be recovered. 2-0 start expected, given the near full save for PA in round number 2. Rifles come through, though, for round number 3. A pair of MP9s is a bonus for Elevate. Full AKs, good utility, not full utility, but still enough for Party Astronauts in this 3rd round. Keep in mind, because of their pick, they have to start on the T side. That can be a little bit difficult on this map. See how they start things off with the rifles. Slower one. Smokes outside for a lurk of Fang. The bulk of the Party Astronaut squad sitting in towards the lobby, but I say that. They go towards ramp. They take contact. 6C at the helm. We mentioned he was entering most deaths, but also pretty solid success overall on the entry. He's gonna hold the long angle. Shane up top. Good for 1. Ben Leet trades. 4 versus 4, that favors the T's on paper, but the rotation from D is quick. He's already down below. He catches Ben Leet pulling his rifle, and he doubles down. 6 caught as well. And Wolfie also found by Dare rotating Decon. The last alive is that lurk I mentioned way earlier in the round. Fang, he was in yard with the smokes. Spotted by the MP9. His AK spray belabored, much like it was on Mirage. It will not meet its mark. It's Peeping with the MP9 to get the kill and an upgrade. 4 survive for Elevate. They secure a 3rd round in a row, and they get 3 AKs for their troubles. That is another hot start for Elevate on map 2, much like map 1.
Nate, here's the thing, though. 6C's running through right doors for him with his knife out.
Convinced. They didn't have the read, but
They
Dia was
all
already
had
down
utility
below.
or knives out. That's a miscommunication. You can't all be committing to a knife out. Somebody at least has to have a gun out. If 6C has the gun out, it's 1 kill for Dia, trade, bomb down, different round. It's the little mistakes that can make big problems. And that makes a huge problem for Party Astronauts. They're on a half buy with techs and P250s. At least they're able to swing down the secret stairs and into the tunnel. Wolfie's lurking outside for a backstab. Dare's here in vents. Lets them all run by. They're just training through, not trying to hide their noise. Shade will peek out. Dare will pop through late, and he's able to get both on the spray down. Cannot get the third quite yet. Does go down in the end, and a rifle picked up for Fang. But Wolfie's traded out by Shane in the meantime. And Infinite's been not removed by Snav. I thought Snav saw Shadow. I guess not. And I guess damage for Party Astronauts is possible, but should not be more than that. And now with Fang in the 1v3, there's not much chance for anything. Dia, op, rifle, doesn't matter. He's getting kills. 4 in a row for Elevate here. And Party Astronauts finally back on a bye.
We hyped up Dare at the start of the show to be the Opper. I totally forgot Dia was added to the roster. He's been the Opper since CS2. I think we knew that, and we totally forgot.
It's because we haven't seen Elevate this whole entire season.
That's true. That's fair. Haven't gotten to watch the games. He has been incredibly impactful with it, though. We saw it on Mirage. He's been impactful with Rifle as well, 7-0. Highlight early star. Dare at 5-2 as well, having a far better performance than he did on Mirage. Party Astronauts again, rifles in hand. Lackluster utility, but can get the job done. Elevate, though, swapping things up yet again. The op is ramp, and it's pressuring towards trophy. 6C and Fang. Trying to slink up outside mini and walk through the smoke. I think they've slipped the gap. Snav up top. It's going to be blindsided. Fang gets that kill. Peeping towards Mustang. Finds nothing. Caught with too many targets at hand. Molotov in heaven compels Elevate out of heaven. And 6C in the yard finds a pair for free. Dia and Shane both dropped. The last alive is Dare. He was towards ramp. And now he has it all to do. 1 versus 5. He should catch one on timing. Yep, Fang dispatched. But now things become far more difficult. As Party Astronauts begin to bear down on his position. They're peeking out. Can't get the second. Infinite gets the trade. Will they pick up the rifle? Yes, they will for Wolfie. Party Astronauts on the board. Big question, though, is can they string rounds together? Elevate still have enough money to go for an investment in round number 6. But if Party Astronauts can negotiate this tenuous crossing, they'll have the momentum going forward.
They were able to string rounds together on Mirage, but it took them a little bit on both halves. Now, T-side Nuke, if you can get a couple rounds in a row, ruin the CT economy, you can set yourselves up for a good amount of success. And right now for Party Astronauts, that's where they find themselves. A little bit of nade damage taken by Fang. Gets a little more than he gave over onto Peeping or Dare. Peeping is also taking a little bit of damage. Op back in the hands of Dia. Shane soloing towards ramp. 3 outer yard for the Party Astronauts. Fang slips by into tunnels. I'm sure he's been called, but Dia's op loses the fight. Wolfie strikes as well. Infinite runs right into Shane, and he is quick on the trigger. Able to convert that one. 180 flick from right to left. And just Peeping and Snav left standing for Elevate. 6C's on the prowl in the yard again. It's his territory. And Peeping is trespassing. He slips onto the site A proper, probably going to attempt to save, but look who it is. It's none other than 6C from the rafters. 2 in a row for the Party Astronauts, and more importantly, no casualties in that round. Building that bank account. No money for Elevate here to go for a full investment. And they elect to call their first of 3 timeouts. But I think that just goes to show how much importance they put on this first half. Because they're already calling a timeout, losing 2 rounds in a row without the money to reinvest fully.
Yep, pressure's on early. They know what they need to do. Also going to be a technical pause, a mech pause. You have a disconnect on the side of Party Astronauts. That'll probably require a match medic as well, because he needs his utility and gun back or armor back.
I think you're
so
right.
We're gonna have an interesting pause here. Hopefully not a long one though. We've been rather quick with our technical problems thus far this evening. Actually, it's already done. Not even. Well, he's in the server.
Yeah, but he doesn't have his guns. We'll see.
But
yep, we're gonna need a medic.
I figured we would, but
yep.
So waiting for the tech pause to come through. There it is.
Shouldn't be too long though.
No, it should just be a quick press of a button and we're good.
Yep. We'll medic in. The HUD will be messed up for a round probably, and then we'll be good to go.
Well, he's back in, and the HUD looks good.
Yeah, that is true. But we haven't had a medic yet, and the medics can always cause some issues. We'll see.
It's true. Fingers crossed, because tonight has been unusually smooth.
Knock on wood.
Sounds like we're coming back to the broadcasters just for a moment, so we can fix everything on our end. Probably just a quick refresh of the HUD and a match medic, and we'll be right back into it. Party Astronauts, though, snagging away the momentum pretty early on this map. Stringing rounds together rather quickly, 2 in a row. And as you mentioned, 4 players surviving, 5 players surviving. Very good for that T economy. Means they have the momentum. Only 2K or thereabouts on the Elevate players apiece, and we're back into it. They're going to be on a full save. Just pistols, not even a piece of utility being bought. This should be a third for Party Astronauts, and again, keep it relatively clean. This T-side economy is going to run rampant.
That's the thing about T-side economy. Yeah, they lowered the price of the Molotov by $100, but they also made it far less effective on the CT side. They made the M4A1 3000 instead of 3100. Doesn't really help too much. Nice little farm for Infinite out yard. He's got 4 holding for the lobby push. That's a good read from Party Astronauts and a nice, concise finish for Gage, leaving Peeping as the last one standing. He will do what he can, which is probably not much. Goes for a little hand swap there, using that feature back in. And Peeping coming back through. USP out. Sees nothing from lockers. Walks outside now as Ben will not be watching for him. The bomb has yet to go down. It'll go down soon enough here. And he's found by Fang. No plan for PA, but 5 alive again. That's 2 in a row for them. Money looking quite nice on the T side. The buy finally forthcoming once more from Elevate. An op can be dropped to DM, but they elect not to do that, at least from what I can tell right now. We'll see if it shows up when we get back in here. That's just a nice replay of how Infinite managed that spray. And then the last one, too. 4 kills, no reload. Dia's got that op dropped over from Peeping. And this is the real test for Elevate now. They lose this round. Their chances of winning the map diminish significantly.
Yeah, this is, I mean, it's not a super CT-sided map anymore because of that T-sided economy. You definitely want a good amount on your CT side, and we haven't seen really anything overly ambitious, overly intricate from Elevate. You know, we were really praising them for their reads and their plethora of strategy on both T and CT side of Mirage. Not the case here. They look far more lost, far more basic in their setups. Op shot for Dia towards the aircon, misses. 6C finds Dare. Snav does trade with Fang, but 6C drops Dia, doubling down. Snav is the one to try to bail the team out, finding 1, and Shane does get a second as well. However, 6C is still lurking towards hell.
They know where he is. And he does not get the drop on Snav. That puts Wolfie in a pretty unwinnable 1v3. He walks right into Peeping. And a necessary round victory for Elevate goes their way. They needed it, and they keep 3 alive as well, which is a good result. Party Astronauts, more than enough money to buy. All they got out of that last round was 6C and his lone prowess. So they'll need a little bit more from the team. I think they got a little too loose off of the back of that round. They have had too much success on the loosey-goosey, and the thing about Elevate, they can always shoot back. And they did a very good job of that in the last round. They were able to do the damage in the individual duels. So Party Astronauts might just go back to some actual strategy bread and butter play, but Dia aggressive as Squeaky Door naded open. Op shot connects. Opening pick for Elevate with no hope for a trade from the T's. A lot of time still left. But it's going to be hard to crack open a site now down a man.
Very hard. Nade set up towards top of lobby. It's gonna be an A crunch if I had to guess. Smoke in response and a Molotov. That won't stop 60 though. Dropping Snav through the smoke. We're back to even footing. Party Astronauts. Next to no utility. Forced to reassess the situation. Ramp is going to be the play. Shane is here. Seems like Wolfie might have gotten the spot. Shane, now the op is rotated in. Dia misses his opportunity. Shane gets one. He's immediately traded by Ben Leet. And Wolfie up top has a niche angle onto the opper. There. Also beheaded by the very same. Maybe Wolfie should stick with the rifle. He's looking clean. Peeping is the last. He rotated down Decon, but now he has to think better of the situation. He's going to go up towards A. Hope the wraparound comes through, but Party Astronauts are just going to rest on their laurels. They know they have a hefty man advantage. They want to see if Peeping's trying to go for an aggressive hero play. 25 seconds left. Lobby being cleared slowly by one. It's Fang going towards Hut. He's low on HP. Peeping gets the timing onto him. Now the information's there. Down the ramp, they'll race. Peeping knows it's going to be the play. 12 seconds left. If he can get there quickly enough and stop the bomb plant, he might steal away the round, but he's choosing to bide his time instead. Gonna go for the 1v2. The door's open. Gets the first. The bomb planter dispatched. Ben Leet, the IGL, the last alive. He's towards ramp, and he is known. Peeping. 13 HP, but it only takes one headshot to take down Ben Leet. Maybe two. I don't know how the damage fall off is.
He should be good for one.
Ben Leet spotted the cross. I'm halfway gone. Swings out. Peeping gets the kill and steals away the round. 6 secured for Elevate off the back of a tremendous 1v3 from Peeping.
Steals are gifted though, Nate, because Party Astronauts took 3 1v1 duels against Peeping they did not need to take. And that's my biggest issue with that round.
Wolfie took the duel with his teammate from ramp. They just both whiffed. They got damage. They didn't get the kill.
But they weren't in a really tradable position. That's the thing. Like,
where could Wolfie go? I'm playing devil's advocate here. He'd have to stick in the corner. Couldn't cross.
If you're going to have to go for that fight, though, you have to go together and actually commit for it.
He has to commit.
They didn't commit. The ramp player plays too far back. It's not a tradable fight.
I think he was speaking over. He just missed the opportunity. Go with tech pause. Player has disconnected. This time for Elevate. We have Dare,
Dia.
Peeping, Snav, Shane. Yep, Dia is the man missing. But yeah, that is a massive round squandered. More so by Party Astronauts than Elevate. I agree.
And I don't honestly like sending Fang to probe there either. You have 3 players. Take the fight.
I don't like the bomb just waffling on ramp either.
I don't either. It's just an overall horrible mid-round from Party Astronauts. There's so many things that went wrong there for Party Astronauts to lose that round. That was the definition of snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
Hopefully this technical issue gets resolved soon. But Elevate have at the very least secured 6. That's a tied ball game, assuming they lose out from here.
And that's a decent assumption as well, because Party Astronauts have not looked super inspiring. They've had good moments, but they've fumbled at 4th and 1. For all you American football fans, you'll get that reference. For those of you who aren't, bottling a tap in 3 yards from goal for soccer football reference. That should about cover the bulk of the people watching this.
I was going to say suck it up and miss the reference. I prefer that. It's my way or the highway.
I can translate. I watch both sports.
Is he back in the server?
I don't think so.
I think he is. He just reconnected, but we got to come back to us to reset the HUD, it sounds like. So we'll see how things go, but it should be brief from here on out. Elevate. Do they have a buy? They have a decent-ish buy. I saw an op in the field, but it looks like they might be compromising here and there. We'll have to see what it looks like when we get back into the server. There's no question Party Astronauts winning those rounds cleanly. They'll still have some money left to buy, although they might be getting to the bottom of their coffers here soon. So pressure beginning to mount for Party Astronauts. Elevate. I think they've righted the ship. They've secured their minimum of 6, but a couple more would definitely be a big boon for them because I don't know what to expect from that T side.
That's my worry as well, is I don't think we're live. We're definitely not live.
We're not.
Alright, we're probably going to go back to cams here in a minute, just because this is getting medicked since the round's not live. We'll watch them waffle them out for a moment and then come back to us, but yeah, if the buy stays the same for Elevate, they're still teetering on the edge of a reset. Party Astronauts can get 5 off of the back of a win here, and then go into the last round of the half with the battle for 6 or 5. So, for Party Astronauts, they can do better. For Elevate, I would say they're doing better than expected. They've been given opportunities, and they have seized their opportunities with both hands. And that's the thing, too. If your opponent makes a mistake, you have to capitalize on it. Elevate have done a great job of doing that. And given the fact that they are coming in here on a map they do not play, that gives them the heavy underdog setup here in this map. Now they're down the map in the overall series as well. That's how you claw back into a series. That's how you claw back into a third. And given the fact that the third is more of a coin flip than the previous 2 maps, should it be on paper? I'm liking Elevate's chances if they can get 7. If they can get 8 out of this half, absolutely phenomenal chances of going to Anubis and then trying to take this best of 3.
I agree. I do think as well that the ops aren't really working on this map. I don't think Diaz had the impact he needs to have. I don't think Wolfie really has either. In fact, Wolfie's sung with the rifle, and so has Dia. So I would like to see just an abandonment of the op at this point. It doesn't really feel like it's had the op versus op duel being presented. It hasn't really had the impact you would hope for it to see. Across the board, I think just get rid of those weapons, their liabilities in terms of economy and otherwise. Try to put the rifles, play more flexible, because when it comes down to it, a lot of these have been scraps. They've been down to the very end. They've been down to the wire. And you want to have a AK or an M4 in your hands in that case rather than the op in 9 out of 10 cases.
Yeah, and I have to agree. Nuke is not the most forgiving op map. You can get by with 5 rifles. If you really want to scope, the AUG and the SG exist. You can use that too. And it gives you much more multi-kill potential. It gives you much better close range ability. It gives you much better retake ability if you're on the CT side. If you're on the T side, I don't really think you need that scope necessarily. You can get the job done with the AKs 9 times out of 10. But overall, there's been a series of misses individually, but mostly in the reads from the Party Astronauts. Hasn't been too big on the individual prowess. We've seen them have good rounds, but this issue looks like it's going to persist for a bit longer, folks. So we're going to stop bloviating about this game, and we're going to let the admins and the tech people fix whatever's going on. We'll be back here in just a second with the conclusion of Nuke and potentially Anubis. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We're back here live into the round. It's some shots from Snav up top in heaven. A lot of utility been used by Party Astronauts as they look to pop back in here. Wolfie gets peeping on the entry. Good flashes from Ben Leet up top. Snav still in heaven. They do not know that he's here, at least confirmed. They're expecting a flank, but Shane gets one from vending machines. 4v4 situation. Shane's still alive as Wolfie gets the bomb down. 60 watches the flank. Fang keeps an eye on the heaven walk through that smoke. Elevate. They have guns, they have 4 alive, but they might even be thinking about a save here if they lose one early. 60's got one, tries to do damage onto another, keeps on spraying onto Snav. He does have help as well. He peeks into more. Infinite trades him out. Wolfie another. It's all up to Dare to save his gun, and that is all he will be able to attempt to do. Fang's on the hunt for the punish, eats the nade, and has to back away. Party Astronauts will call it quits. Dare will save, but PA strike. They've reset Elevate, who will have the hero rifle saved on Dare, and maybe a little bit more. But overall, we should be looking at a pretty strong buy for Party Astronauts going to round 11 here. I'm Boggs, he's Pineapple Phillips, and this is Challenger League Playoffs. Dare is
7
still
dinks?
alive.
7 dinks down to 80 or something absurd like that. Next to no damage taken.
Well, that box is also bomb-proof, so, you know.
Box is everything. Surprised the bullets even get through it. Fourth security, as you mentioned, that hero rifle in play. They're going to buy around it. They're going to rally their forces. 4 MP9s. Little bit of utility. No kit in play. In a dream, the MP9s are good, but the question is, are they good enough against the AKs and that op for Wolfie? Snav going to get close in towards Hut very early on. This could be a surprise. Dare as well, spamming that hero rifle out in yard. Does so much damage on to Fang. No casualties on either side of the equation, though. Shane, working ramp, looks for something. Dia is going to flank towards Fang. Will he clear this close right? Yes, he will. Fang doesn't even react, doesn't have time to. That's an upgrade and the advantage. Shane at ramp, up close. 1, 2, 3. Secure all 4. No, Dare stole the third. Dare did steal the third, but still, that is what? 6, 12, 1,800 in kill rewards. A rifle recovered. A force buy victory to guarantee an advantage going into the second half. And a statement from Shane as the ramp anchor.
3.5 kills on the MP9.
Unreal.
And that's why that gun's broken. But either way, Party Astronauts have just been foiled again. And they're going to try to get 5 out of this half. Even with 4, they still have a decent chance, I think, of taking their map pick, but it becomes significantly more difficult. A lot more importance gets put on that pistol round to start the second half, and winning that second round, of course, as the most important piece of that puzzle. But the counter Molotov is well timed. Infinite runs out through it, or no, they put the brakes on. Elect not to go through. The nade does a little bit more, and so Party Astronauts are stymied on their hut rush. Good utility to counter the pushes from Elevate. The op is posted up now in the hands of Dia. And Party Astronauts are congregating in lobby, wondering what they can do because they've just spent all of their utility on an A-take that was foiled by one $500 piece of utility.
Nice for us to have to keep track of when CTs pick up Molotovs, too. Another thing to add to the pile of things to keep track of. That's an aside. Party Astronauts trying to make adjustments and show inroads elsewhere in light of their failed exec. Ben Leet, the one lurking out in yard, not Fang this time around, and he will find success. There, that star we highlighted before, taking down Dia, now very aggressive. This is audacious. It could pay off or it could be disastrous. Pushing in towards Hut, he misses the shot, but he's not really punished. He falls back. Peeping up top is, however, Ben Leet falls. Or Ben Leet finds one, excuse me, it's an explosion on towards A. It's an explosion that favors Party Astronauts. 3 for the price of 2. Shane coming up secret, the last alive in the final round of this first half. 1v3, we've seen it before. It seems far more difficult. 6C, backside, Fang watching heaven from, I believe, bottom Tetris and Infinite. In towards lobby. Shane spotted, gets the first. A nice one found, but now things are even more difficult. They could line up if they swing together. He doesn't go the right way. Fang gets the kill. 5-7, a very close game as we hit the halftime break.
We're back here into the second half of map number 2 between the Party Astronauts and Elevate. I'm Boggs, joined by Pineapple Phillips. This is the playoffs of ESL Challenger League Season 47 in North America. Where else would you get a team with the name of Party Astronauts? It's about the most NA thing I've seen in a while. Elevate on the T side now, needing a pistol round. They're 3 for 3 so far, only having sustained 2 casualties in their pistol rounds. Dare tries to go through. Vent drop is in. Fang sprays, and he prays, and his prayers fall on deaf ears. Shane will dink him down as B-side now under the control of Elevate. No refrags yet for the Party Astronauts. Wolfie down for the count as well. Ben grabs the dually. 60 charges in. His will finally find a mark. But Dare has dealt with Ben in the meantime. Dia finds 6E infinite 1v4. Again, the Party Astronauts pistol rounds are so inconsequential.
It's rough. I'm 0-4 on pistols.
And 3 kills across 4 pistol rounds.
Yep.
0.75 kills a round on pistols.
Found out what they need to work on next. That or Elevator just...
Elevate might just be better, but at the same time, at this point, it seems to be less of a difference in... It just seems to be a skill diff on pistols. Entirely.
Yeah, I mean... I don't want to tell you what my friends say about pistol players, but...
I remember back when I was first thinking I was starting to get good at the game, I was really good at pistols, and abnormally good at pistols over everything else.
I still am. What does it say about me? Bad things, I hope.
You're also only good at no-scoping.
It's very true.
Force spy from Party Astronauts lets a bomb plant go. Elevate can scale around. Ben gets 1, but it's just an exit for the most part. I don't think there's much leg to stand on for PA in this retake. It's probably just better off to save the guns and try again in the next round.
It is. I'm wondering, and I'm hoping Wolfie can have more impact in the second half now that he is on the CT side. Struggled with the op. The T side, not a very easy side to op on after all. Especially not with that hands-off setup that we saw played from Elevate on their outer yard defense. Air snap and peeping will exit all together towards Secret. 60 goes down with the ship. Well, there was a nade to throw down Secret that might have gotten a plethora of kills. As it stands, 3 will survive for both parties. We'll be on his scout. Ben, Leet, and Fang with an MP9 and a Galil respectively. Elevate obviously going to reinvest. Looks like we have another technical issue. So we have a tech pause called. This is exactly what it is this time around. I don't think I've seen a disconnect. Oh, there has been a disconnect. It's on the side of Elevate. Is it Dia? Yet again, it is Dia for this T side. Hopefully, it will get solved sooner rather than later. Shouldn't need to be a match medic either, but we'll have to wait and see.
We already had a server swap, so we'll see. But I think at this point, Nate, it's time to start looking at Anubis.
Unless Party Astronauts can get the ball rolling soon, I have to agree with you. 10, a very strong likelihood in this round.
Yeah, it's not a great round for PA here, as far as the buy is concerned, obviously. They didn't win the last round. They saved 4 spy weapons. It's not a good situation, but there is a chance they can find a win. The MP9 can go massive. The Deagle can do damage, pick up a rifle. Same with the or the 5.7 rather. Fang's got a Galil. That's essentially an M4. But overall, the odds are not in Party Astronauts' favor here. It's most likely going to be 10 for Elevate. And from 10 rounds, then you're starting to look towards only 3, and you're going to map 3. Strong pick from Party Astronauts from the, at least what I was thinking going into this map. I mean, I even asked you, I was like, so, I'm thinking Party Astronauts are picking Nuke. What do you think? Because I mean, it seems like a no-brainer to me.
Yeah, when you have a man like Snav at the helm, nothing's going to be easy. Nothing's going to be for free. Kind of gives Elevate, especially that 0-1 record, if it gives them that dark horse X factor that I used to talk about all the time ad nauseum, but seldom do now. We're going to come back to the desk for a brief time, hopefully a brief time. Hopefully we won't need a break like last time. Elevate, though, to recap, should have this round. It's going to be a half buy around those saved weapons for Party Astronauts. From there, it's going to be 10-5, and then everything rests on that rifle round. Assuming it goes to 10-5, we'll have rifles in the following for Party Astronauts. If they can't put their foot down there and confidently to build up that CT economy a bit and ensure they have a solid buy going into the following as well, things could very quickly topple. They lose the round as well. It'll be 11-5, likely a 12th off the back of it for Elevate. So, Party Astronauts ideally win this EO, but if they can't, they need that rifle round.
Yeah, that's the thing. They need the rifle round. They almost need the eco. They don't quite need it, but it would be very nice to grab this half-buy victory. But they need the rifle round more importantly. And when they win that rifle round, they have to win the second round after that as well. They need to string their rounds together. They cannot allow their rounds to get isolated this late into the game. Especially with Elevate knocking on the door of victory on map 2, with the CT economy being as fickle as it is, Party Astronauts have to find these rounds, they have to find them in succession, and they have to find a way to claw back and cut this gap down before surrendering another round to Elevate. I would say they need to get within 2-3 rounds after Elevate wins that next one before they can lose. So they need to get to 7 to 8 rounds. That's about where they need to get to before they can even contemplate losing another round, or else this is going to get over pretty quickly.
Yeah, I have to agree. They have to get to 7 or 8, and they have to have an economy behind them. They have to have a couple clean rounds to allow for another investment, another solid investment. Because if they make all 3 of those rounds nail biters, if they only keep 2 to 3 alive, they're not going to, or even 1, it's not going to be easy. But this looks like it's going to be a longer pause, much like the last. We're going to take a break, and when we return, we'll have the conclusion of Nuke. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon. One more server swap later, and we are back into the action, ladies and gentlemen. Party Astronauts versus Elevate. Party Astronauts still on that half buy, as we mentioned before we went to that break. Elevate having won the round. Scout, MP9, Galil, and pistols, though, can be very deadly. However, Elevate are playing this right. Not sitting in lobby, weary of the crunch. Instead, keeping up top and letting the rifles play the range duels. It's Pineapple Phillips and Boggs bringing the action. Wolfie. The first contact as well into his garage. Flashed off. Dia does clear the angle well. Takes him down. Dare second on the Fang towards Mini. 6C lurking up secret. Might find one. Timings everything. He's just been spotted. It is the bomb. Oh, he does get the kill. 6C finds one. 6C finds two before falling. That's a big pair to find. Is it enough, though, for this team? Infinite spotted on his long time flank. Don't get away, though. This is doable. Ben Lee and Infinite could get this across the line with the MP9 and the 57. It's all about how Elevate choose to approach this situation.
If they walk into A, then they run the risk of the MP9 and the 5.7 combo, both players on the A site or A adjacent. In the case of Ben Leet, if they go B, they run the risk of getting caught by those down on a rotation. They don't know where Infinite and Ben are. They have to make a move. They're going in for the A take. It looks like Molotov down vents. Infinite's back silo. Ben's up heaven. This is the best case scenario for Party Astros. Time is low. They're holding it off. Infinite's got two. Ben's gone down. 7 seconds. Dual Berettas for Dare. He's running around trying to get the damage. 3, 2, 1. Time is not over. It's Elevate to win it. The last possible second. Dare finds the frag. 4 in the round. Way too close for comfort for Elevate. Infinite, so close, and yet so far from putting the force spy over the line for the Party Astronauts. Literally less than a second left on that clock when Dare finds the final frag.
It is a huge one for him to find. 4 in the round for him as well. A tactical pause understandably used. We saw on map number 1, Elevate do like letting time go down to the wire, and they do well in not letting it get out of hand, but this time it very nearly did get out of hand and bite them. Take some time, take a breather, slow things down, talk things out, figure out what you want to do in this following round, because it's going to be rifles for Party Astronauts. Elevate don't have a lot of money in the bank either to work with. If they lose this round, they're going to be back to pistols and a half buy. Op is present for Wolfie as well. Along with M4, 60 sticking true to that A4. I love to see it. Elevate. What is the play? Outside smokes on the table. Lobby control also taken by a couple.
That is the start that Party Astronauts needed. Op strikes under the crook of the elbow of Dia. That's a good start. But they need to keep their players alive on the CT side. Minimal utility, 2 flashes and a nade left with a minute 13 to go. Not a great situation here for the Party Astronauts as far as utility and economy is concerned. Elevate, not in a great spot either after losing 4 in the last round. Ben, buddy.
He's spotted in the corner.
Yeah, that's a risky play, though. He's lucky to get out of there alive. Does have backup from Fang, who gets mollied off. Ben's still there on the ramp for the swing. If he goes for it, he's still holding. Here's them going left. Will he check his 6, his backside, his top side? Infinite's been removed in the meantime. Hell Wrap is on. Dare down low, however. Ben sprays, but he cannot get the kills. 3v3. Already a costly round for Party Astronauts, one they could not afford to lose more than 2 in. They need to win the rest of this one clean. Wolfie down in the tunnels, 6y and Fang to rotate here as well. 6y grouped up with his offer. Dare here at stairs, right in front of double door. Good flash, but it's dodged well by Dare, who deals with the main threat. Wolfie, single door op, opens it. Freebie onto Shane. Fang coming in ramp side, both Snav and Dare isolated. What a last shot from Wolfie, and he's got the wall bang too! Holy moly, Wolfie puts the team on his back in this one. The last shot, the most incredible of them all. The first was quick, the second was a nice freebie, the third crispy, the last pure instinct. And what a round to win for the Party Astronauts. Their opper said he needed to come alive, Nate. And come alive he did when his team needed him the most.
You're asking, could he find more success? He found more success than he had business finding. Player down in towards control, just caught through the doors, as you mentioned. Raw instinct, raw read of the situation. They knew he was there when he found that opening. Still, luck strikes. There's no other way to put it for Wolfie. Very well done. And now Fang, bolstered by that success, is going to press in the outer yard. Party Astronauts with only 2 surviving. Their economy is not great. MP9 for Infinite specifically is a sore spot. Snav's going to clear out this AK. Shadow is spotted, but Fang does not react. Big kill for Snav. Wolfie, the one outside trying to take the dual marshmallows, not being given anything. He's not giving anything on a silver platter. He's going to try to find an aggressing player in the yard. Bring out as many angles as possible. Does have support from that MP9, but it's going to struggle at range. Infinite slowly pressing, re-clearing. What's that rifle? It has been picked up by Dare. 1 kill, only 1 for the MP9. Snav a second on the Deagle.
Another
Smoke
expensive
down
one.
towards door. Yeah, this is going to be an expensive round now. It's definitely doable for Elevate. 60 though, good nade. So much damage done. And Elevate, still not a lot of map control to be spoken of as we cross that 40-second mark.
Minimal utility left for Party Astronauts again. Double flash smoke, or nade combo, excuse me. Kit for Ben Leet is all they have. No helm for Wolfie's head. And down to B, march the Elevate squad. 2 players in the red. Dia and Shane. 25, 15 HP. Snav, 75. Peeping 100. He's lurking outer yard. No real B defense here either for Party Astronauts. Doors going open. Smoke's going down. Bombs getting planted. It's going to be a full-on retake, and on the tight confines of B.
It was a gamble stack, yeah. It was a gamble stack towards A. Doesn't pan out.
They're
Save their weapons for the following.
Against Deco.
Yeah, the Deco works out. I'd be afraid of Snav. He's got an AK now. And unfortunately, that nade damage done by 60 is unconfirmed damage. If they knew that Dio was at 25, Shane at 15, and Snav down to 75 with no armor, maybe they'd go for it.
It's still not a favorable retake given the weaponry and lack of utility Party Astronauts have, and the close range B retake. Elevate have to hold on to. I don't dislike the save, it's more I dislike the situation that forces them to save. It's the right call, but that is tearing your arm off to get out of a bear trap. Down by 5. Elevate need 2 more rounds, and they've taken your map pick, and by a decent margin. Party Astronauts are on the ropes. There's something seriously wrong with the engines right now, and they're running out of oxygen to get the spacewalk to fix this thing done.
Mastermind play of going for your opponent's shambolic nuke might blow up in their face. Perhaps Inferno would have been better, but that's just conjecture. Again, not complaining that we don't have to see Inferno. Pause concludes. Was another Elevate pause as well, to note. Party Astronauts are going to force on as much as they can. MP9 for Infinite. 3 M4s. They have kits. They have good utility on everybody barring Wolfie. This op has migrated around. It's towards Secret. Could be a big change necessary to get back into that winner's column.
Again, Party Astronauts have burned through a considerable amount of their utility early. No Molotovs left to stall a push. Only 2 smokes, 2 HEs, okay amount of flashbangs at 4. But overall, it's far from ideal here from PA. But such a slow round from Elevate. This is a trap they can fall into sometimes, is just playing super slow and drawn out. Hitting with about 15, 16 seconds left. Right now, though, Party Astronauts are playing this perfect counter. Disciplined, holding, waiting. They have no more smokes left, which is a problem. If it comes down to an explosion, Elevate have the raw firepower to try and counter. They're throwing a utility and audibling this towards ramp. Ben is the ramp player, too. If there's a player you want to exploit on the Party Astronauts, it is their IGL, but he gets a backstab for 1, half damage on 2. Down they sprint as Fang goes down. Double doors is popped open, but the contact from Wolfie yields nothing. MP9 sprays wildly, cannot get anything for Infinity. He runs out of ammunition, would have burned alive anyway. Wolfie hunted down by Dia. Time is in the red, but the bomb goes down. In comes Sixy, 1 for 1. That's it. Elevate up by 6, 1 round away from sending us to Anubis. They have plowed through the Party Astronauts again. Explosive, fast-paced contact, and it works.
It works. The fake towards A and the pop towards ramp. The IGL of Ben Leet set up well to find more than one. Unfortunately for him, you just can't get it. The M4 a little bit too slow on the spam. You need the headshots to really get kills quickly. A timeout understandably called by Party Astronauts. Really, again, highlighting how important that op is. Wolfie going for the glass cannon in what could be the final round of map number 2. Ben Leet and Famos in 3 MP9s for the rest of the team. No kit. A true dream. Party Astronauts now as they need 6 in a row to go to overtime. They can't lose anything. Backs are quite literally against the wall. The bans did work out in their favor in that Anubis is the decider. They are a dominant team on that map, a force to be reckoned with. But Elevate, they aren't slouches on it. With a victory on a map like Nuke, they might just have the good spirits required to pull off an upset.
They've got 6 tries to pull off the upset and send us to map number 3. Air's been spectacular for Elevate, and Dia has been no stranger to the spectacular as well. Opens things up onto Ben with a headshot outer yard. Bomb going down the tunnels in towards B. Maybe even going for an audible towards garage. Yeah, they're going to go for the garage wrap now. Out towards lockers, thinking better the B wrap. Peeping's holding lobby. He's got the idea on the information for an A crunch. This could be a backstab ramp to B too, or even going up into heaven. There's a lot of possibilities here. Elevate have all of the map control in the world. They have full command of everything in this round. Time is running down, but I'm not worried about Elevate running out of time. They can hit a site incredibly quickly, take it completely over, and just absolutely dominate when it comes down to it. Wolfie lineup 1, and a whole lot of damage. The bomb drops forward as well, takes the shot, misses. Does not take the second shot with the USP. Probably would have been able to get the kill there, but Snab takes the bomb up towards heaven and down towards the A side eventually. Dares on the heaven wrap. Wolfie's coming in late as well. Sixy, ready. Nade telegraphs, he dodges it, thinking it's a flash, sprays down the low HP player, gets damage onto the second. 3v3, Wolfie strikes for 1. Fang's down low, Wolfie traded by Peeping, Diaz got the lockdown, and Fang goes up! He's set down into the depths of vents, and we're getting sent to Anubis here. Map 3 is Elevate dominate Party Astronauts on Nuke, and a lot of that, I think, came down to the round all the way back. It was 6-3. And Party Astronauts hung out ramp and gave Peeping 3 1v1 duels in a 3v1 situation.
Yeah, it gave Elevate an opportunity to guarantee themselves the narrowest of margins, 11-13, besting a whole host of other teams, including the likes of Legacy. They should have a very solid standing to work off of in this decider. Keep in mind, we've had Party Astronauts choose their side of choice on map 1. Elevate choose their side of choice on map 2. There should be a knife round as a decider on map 3. I would guess whoever won knife chose CT side. So I'm going to assume that PA did win, but I could always be wrong. This map has proven to be T-sided in the past. And what is it being bought for pistol? Smoke Flash for Snav with a P250 on Dia. Double Super Soldiers for Fang and Wolfie, and a flash for Ben Leet. And hopefully a chance for PA to put a pistol round on the board, as they are currently 0 for 4 in this series.
And they've only gotten 3 kills in those 4 rounds, too. So it's not like they're tight pistol rounds losing by narrow margins. No, they've been run over. Absolutely steamrolled in the pistols. And that's something that Party Astronauts need to change here on this final map if they want to take this one at least somewhat easier. It is possible to win losing both pistols. It's not easy. Dare gets the opening kill on the 60. Good flash support for him. Infinite goes down in much the same manner up in window. In comes Ben Leet, though, the in-game leader with 1 headshot onto Diaz. Spots at the second as well. Shane gets caught by Fang. Most kills in a pistol round now for Party Astronauts. The bomb takes away. Ben spams down peeping. Snav over towards Pool. Has Dare to help him out. 2v2. Bomb planted open for both Snav and Dare. They finish it off nicely. And while Party Astronauts might get as many kills in this 1 pistol round as they had in the 4 prior, they still come up short. They'll go for a 4 spy, presumably again. But Elevate, 5 for 5 on the pistols. They have given themselves the best possible odds to take this series if they continue this.
Yes, they have. Give them props. We came into this one saying Party Astronauts were the favorites. They retooled relatively recently with Infinite and Fang being added to the roster. Talked about Chop being Chop and Rush going to Nouns. This run, Party Astronauts actually go for the save. They don't go for the force on the CT side. Interesting adjustment. A deagle for Fang and a couple pieces of utility, but other than that, nothing invested. The 4 stack towards B as well. Snav dodges the flash, gets 1. Dare a second. Dare looking for more as well, but he's low on ammo. Fang beheads 1, but Dare is daring anyone to take the peaks. 3 to his name. 1 for Snav before he fell. That Galil will be recovered by Dia more than likely. Infinite in middle on 18 HP should not be long for the world. He gets a dink. Does not get the outright frag. 2-0 for Elevate. But rifles should be coming here in round number 3 for Party Astronauts.
The buy round forthcoming will lack an op and will actually lack full M4s across the board. Ben Leet will be relegated to a FAMAS. That's pretty smooth round in the last one for Elevate. Nice and easy, exactly what they need. Don't lose anything to the pistols. And try and keep this one clean. They can get out to a fast early lead. They set themselves up for success, much like they did on Nuke. And I would say Mirage as well, but Party Astronauts were able to claw their way back in that one and not really separate once they got tied at 6 going into that second half. The take on the cards for Elevate here. 3 players in position to defend. Wolfie and Fang both doubling up towards Obelisk. Now flashing into E-Box. Fang might have been blind, but he goes away fast enough. Dare has fallen. Opening domino hits the deck for Elevate, but Dia trades it back onto Ben. Wolfie tucks in towards Pizza. Molotov's raining in, smokes as well. He's mollied out. He's going to go down here. Surely, Fang's able to get 1, but only 1. 3v2 now. Man advantage for Elevate as they stream into the site. Dia blindside 60 and Infinite. Long on the rotation. Probably not much he can do. Bomb has not yet gone down, but now they know where he is. Deals with the low HP player first, but has a couple of different angles to watch out for. Second, and the third! Infinite goes huge for Party Astronauts. He needed to isolate those fights, and that's just what he did. The first was good. The second, perfect little recoil up towards the head. Then wins that third fight, keeps alive, and keeps Party Astronauts within 1. Costly round, sure, but impactful indeed for Infinite on the long rotation.
Being on the board quickly, but they're far from out of the woodwork yet. As you mentioned, costly. Gonna try to reinvest as best they can. Elevate actually also looking worse for wear, lacking utility. They have a Galil on Snav and a Deagle on Dia. Versus the pair of MP9s for Ben Leet and 60. Party Astronauts, though, can't just strictly rely on hero plays like that. They need to get things done more tightly. 60 just walking through that smoke out of Temple left me scratching my head. No way he gets through that kind of choke point unwatched. Wolfie, first at bat middle, stands up in this corner. Good for one and damage on a second. Nearly got Dare as well. We highlighted him as the spear point for Elevate. He is living up to that moniker now. 7-1 is his KD. Elevate, following that opening engagement, are going to fall back and look towards B. Party Astronauts have completely abandoned this site. In fact, completely abandoned most sites. They're going to put one back in towards A off the utility, but Elevate are playing Party Astronauts like a fiddle. B site is open. Rotations are coming back as quickly as possible, but at this point, Elevate are going to be waiting and ready with open arms. 60 slowly walking in now. Will drop down towards long. And race forward off of that smoke. Actually made it open. Big one found by Infinite to buy time for a rotation.
Bomb goes down off, though. Peeping gets a lineup. There's two for him. Fang and Infinite now coming in again. 2v3. Now it's Peeping with 4. He gets a lineup the last two as well. A pair of twos as he gets the right hand. Elevate off the back of a nice round from Peeping. Isolate the victory for the Party Astronauts. Reset their opposition. And look to go up 4-1 here early on in map number 3. Decided between these two sides. The last time they met, they did see Anubis. It was 13-9 to the favor of Party Astronauts. And that one was with Chop and Rush in the lineup for PA. So a bit of a different look roster-wise for the team in blue right now. A timeout used by Elevate. And it's an interesting timeout because they had success, but some of their success was mainly due to Peeping getting the double-double.
Yeah, another one of those hero performances. It's very interesting. Infinite got his first 3 kills in the map with a 1v3. Peeping got his first 4 kills in the round or in the map with a 4K and 2 lineups. Those two beginning to awaken, one after the other. The issue is Party Astronauts. Their economy's been reset. They have a flashbang and full USPs. Not even a taser to be spoken of. Looks like a mid pop is the name of the game. Snav is spot for it, as is Dare. Lining it up. Should let it fly here any second. Simply waiting for that smoke to fade. So A is going to be the call as site has had a plethora of utility thrown in. There's the flash at long last towards middle. Spot nothing. A site is that target. Good dink with the USP, but Peeping finds one. Peeping finds two. It's harvest for Peeping yet again. Fang finds one. Peeping a third, however. Dia and Shane find the final pair of nails into that coffin. 4-1, Elevate take the round with ease. Party Astronauts, another rifle buy on deck, including that glass cannon op for Wolfie. Question is, can they find any success on this fickle CT side of Anubis?
The op for Wolfie is something to keep an eye on. The major problem is that it's glass cannon. Also, another problem for Party Astronauts, Nate. There is no defuse kit. They have foregone that.
You hate to see it.
You really do. And the one guy who could get it has a helmet instead. That would be Fang. Molotov goes deep. Peeping is still caught, though. That's a good read by Infinite, forcing the player forward, trying to separate him from his teammates and pick them apart one by one. Winning that duel clean should go a long way to helping Party Astronauts try to stabilize things on the CD side. Fang will have to enter the smoke. The Molotov extinguishes. Dare is around as well. And he's lucky to get alive because Fang's now got the right read just a little bit too late. Snav also expecting somebody to pop through the smoke. 60 doesn't expect him up towards Rugs. And so, Infinite bails off of this. 4v4. A lot of time on the clock. Not a lot of utility for PA. Just one Molotov on Ben. And an okay amount for Elevate, at least for a site take. Molly smoke, double flash nade. And A seems to be the end here. Infinite. Wolfie to defend it, and a Molotov for to a dry peek wins it. That's a save call.
starving. This op finds 2. It's 1. 3v3 is doable. Player lurking in E-box as well. Might just get caught. Fang's still holding it. Fang has read this so well. Dare's taken. Bomb now has to go in towards A. No choice. Now it looks possible. Been favored for Party Astronauts. Dia knows he has to make space, but Wolfie's already posted on the angle. Shane taps the bomb. Here's the steps. Comes off. Taps it yet again, hoping to compel someone into a fight, but Wolfie's the one to take it, and he passes that test with flying colors. 3 kills to his name, a second on the board for Party Astronauts, and a big round for them to bring back from the brink. Something I want to highlight though, Boggs, it's a big red flag. It happens with 6C once in a blue moon. Pressure mounts. He feels the pressure to be the hero his team needs, and he makes rash decisions. I've seen it back in the days of old on Inferno.
Yep.
He'd press the apartments, he'd get caught immediately, and it is very much the same now. He has completely missed the mark for the most part. 0 for 6. Saw him walking through the palace smoke at one point. Saw him walking there through the A main smoke, getting caught immediately. He needs to slow things down, play with the team, or even just play his spot on the team. Just don't get aggressive on the CT side. And if 6C can maintain that eagerness, if he can slow it down, then perhaps Party Astronauts will have a second win and be able to build off that round victory.
Also, Wolfie on the glass cannon gets those 3 kills. It seals the round for the Party Astronauts. Fang on the lurk also critical there, but mostly it's that opening kill from Wolfie out pool that really enables the retake to even become a possibility. And he might get tested here again, but Snap destroys him on the dry peak. Nice headshot to take down the hero of the last round. Fang will get one back. 6C feels the pressure, as you said, and he gets caught again. Infinite lineup, but he's not able to get anything done, just damage. Human grenade at that point, but he loses his life for the point of it. Bomb's going to go down over on the A side. Rotations coming through from Ben and Fang, but they might just call it a day and go for the save here. They're not electing to go for this, and they kind of have to. Fang's got an op to save over for Wolfie. Ben has the rifle and utility. They both have armor. Fang has a kit. And then once again, a round victory for Party Astronauts is isolated. It's not a successful route on any side, let alone the CT side. And Elevate. Strike back, keeping 4 alive as well unless they lose people to a hunt. I'm seeing a lot of parallels to Nuke, and it does not bode well for the Party Astronauts.
It does not. Highlight as well. Back in the days of old, when it was still Elevate, than one of their many other aims. In early ECL, when they first qualified, it was very much the Dare show. We talked about it, him being the star. He had the op in hand, and it was definitely Snav specifically struggling, and Shane also kind of playing the more difficult roles and struggling individually as well. With this new core, with Dare being freed up to rifle, maybe hit and miss in the rifle, less consistent, but Dia on the op and also on the rifle being added as that 5th looks incredibly good. Peeping's had his moments. We've talked about his lineup and his success in this map. And also, it just freed up, I don't know how, it's freed up Snav and Shane. They've been able to frag individually. We've seen multiple moments, especially on Nuke for Shane, and even on Mirage, where they've both been able to kind of take over rounds, become threats, make rounds that weren't threatening look threatening because of their individual play. Elevate is hitting a new stride. We knew it, we've been saying it, they've been hitting new peaks in terms of this core, this Shane, Dare, Snav core. We never really got to see it, you and I. Here now, I'm really beginning to believe that they have the chance, they have the opportunity to make deep runs, deep cuts into ECL.
Yeah, they've been pretty good at making playoffs, but making it deep has been the issue.
They've never been the serious contender, yeah. They've been that team that makes it to playoffs, that avoids relegation, but they've never been that team ready to strike in playoffs. Now it feels like we're getting to that cusp.
And the other thing, too, that we're seeing from hold the phone, they're pushing it on towards A. Fang's only good for 1. Ben burns alive as Molotov doing damage as well. He'll push forward, domed down by Shane. 6, tries to get some damage done on the spray, but he gets nothing for it. Wolfie smoked off in Temple. Molotov, or E-Box rather. Molotov on his position as well behind that smoke. Infinite up close and personal. No bomb planted yet. This is a good spot to be with the SMG. Spots out Snav as well. What, through the smoke onto Dare? Man advantage, Party Astronauts. And make it a three-piece for Infinite. This is his site. Why is he not holding B site, or A site rather? Why is he out mid and B? He's the best B or A anchor I've ever seen.
Insane. Party Astronauts have rotated well to stymie Elevate's take. They didn't want to plant the bomb. They wanted to bide their time and hope for that aggression. And the aggression is what they got. The issue is they were not expecting Infinite on that MP9. 3 to him, a 4th for 6C as he swings in unison. That's what I wanted to see from 6C as well. Playing as a unit, playing as a squad. Very well done from Party Astronauts to secure the 3rd off of that cobbled together investment. And now it's Elevate's turn to be on the back foot. Pistols, Tech 9 for Dare, couple P250s, actually 1 P250 for Snav, and a Deagle for Peeping. Peeping's been very streaky though. I believe he had 4 in that round where he was the hero, and then 3 in the following. Beyond that, he's found no kills. We'll have to see if he can wake up with the Deagle.
Infinite's nade can do some damage. 6C only gets 1. Infinite and Fang also 1. Is Peeping with 2, and as you mentioned, he continues his streakiness. Streaking forward into the A site. He's going to allow his teammate to plant. It's planted for window. Peeping's already clearing through, though, however. And he's looking for more damage. Wolfie and Fang both low. Everybody grouping up together for Party Astronauts, playing the buddy system here, but that leaves them vulnerable to a Peeping spray down. He's on for the aces. He's the only guy with any kills on Elevate. Do they know where he is? They spot out the first player. Are they expecting Peeping up towards window? They're not at all. He's going to backstab here. He's wary of Wolfie, who clears it out. Great intuition there from Wolfie. And Ben had Shane on the Glock, dead to rights. 1 round separating these two teams. AK tossed down for Ben. Heads up play there. The Party Astronauts close the gap to 1. Elevate will buy into this next round. Op for Dia. The lead for Elevate has shrunk significantly off the back of that timeout from the Party Astronauts, plus that 3-piece from Infinite over on the B site. Helped out quite a lot as well.
Yes, it did. Wondering if Peeping committed to that fight onto the stairs, he could have set up his teammate for success. He finds those
wins.
those two rifles go down, and the Op has a far more difficult time against the Glock when compared to rifles.
Oh, yeah.
It was a whole different ballgame. I mean, a rifle could even be recovered by Dare, or whoever's on site. I can't recall exactly.
I don't think there would have been something recoverable, but it would have been a much better situation. But there's other openings. Time from Wolfie. Fang's blind as a bat, and he takes a couple taps down Canal. Dare is sent up the river, or to the river Styx, as it were. And so, it's a double-man advantage for Party Astronauts here off a couple of shots quick in the interim. Things have slowed down, but the bomb all the way back towards T-spawn. Fast flurry of frags for PA. And Snav, Peeping, and Shane trying to find a way back in. Shadow shows. Wolfie waits, bides his time. 1 click, 1 kill. 2 on the round. And just Peeping and Shane. Now just Shane left alone as Peeping strikes out swinging on Ben Leet.
1 versus 5. Party Astronauts are a miraculous return to form. You want to highlight as well, I said I was unsure if this was a more CT or T-sided map for these two teams. I can now tell you with certainty it is a T-sided map firmly for both teams. Party Astronauts are about to tie things up at 5 a pop. I'd say 5 is all they really need. Although, ideally 6 or 7, given the fact that pistols are their bane.
Yeah. Both teams, though, about 50% on the CT side, so it's not like they're bad on the defense. But definitely both
numbers,
heavily
yeah.
skewed towards the T side.
Was it 63 for PA over 10 maps and a 60 over 3 for Elevate?
Mm-hmm. Now, granted, Elevate's 2 wins were against Carpe Diem and Take Flight.
Still a tight knit loss, though, versus Party Astronauts.
13-9's not bad. Oh, if they get him after time, that's big. No money for Shane. What could have been a pretty strong force by now. I mean, you kind of have to force now. That's the thing. Unless you're going to have Shane on a Tech 9 or a Deagle going into the last round of the half, unless you find a way to win it. And it's going to be a half buy, if anything, from Elevate. That's an awkward economic situation to find yourself in. And they're going to go for the half buy and just tell Shane, well, buddy, good luck, have fun in round 12.
Unfortunate. Now the cookie crumbles. Party Astronauts looking very good. This is very much like what we saw on Mirage. Slow start, isolated rounds followed by a tremendous resurgence to form of Reed, perhaps. As I mentioned on Mirage. Carried over now to Anubis. Tech9s can be quite explosive, though, and Elevate are an explosive team. They can find great success just popping out into a site. Van Leet is going to be tested. He's the only player at B. Fang is slowly rotating around, but site's going to fall without any actual engagements taken. Bomb hits dirt. And now even a very awkward 5 versus 5 retake. Those pistols up close on the plat are going to be very deadly for Party Astronauts to contend with.
It's a nice backstab, though, for 6E. Low HP player on side as well in Shane. Fang clearing up has help. Ben 1. No, now it's Snav and Dare with 2. Wolfie strikes back on the op, but Snav, another one on the Tech 9. Cannot convert it onto Infinite. A costly round for PA. Not that it matters, but it's still winnable now. Snav has to reload. Infinite knows where he is. He charges forward, but the drive-by works! Snav comes up with it and Elevate on the Tech 9 half by Shane on a Glock. Snav with the 4K and the round victory on the T side. The nade damage was good, but the headshots from Snav far better. And Elevate a chance now to take this half. Party Astronauts reeling after a loss that should not have been. But that's what happens when 5 pistols are huddled up on B. You never know what the outcome can end up being. This one goes the way of the Techs.
It's even footing. Final round of this first half. Could be tied by Party Astronauts. Could be Elevate eking by with that narrow lead again, much like map number 2. Nade's being lined up for Dare towards E-Box. Wolfie's the one holding here, and he's holding it from afar. Smoke a little shallower than they would have liked. Much far shallower than they would have liked, I think.
I like this B main pressure.
So we don't think we've seen it yet. It's a fun adjustment. Elevate seemed pretty keen on going towards B, but the bomb is dropped elsewhere. Snav. Big one to find on the Ben Leet. Now Wolfie, the op, is kind of feeling forced to go for information. Nothing B main. Misses the shot on a Snav. An uncharacteristic miss for the op. That's the B side open. Now Elevate ready to execute, and Fang. Does he go through the smoke on timing, or does he find his time? Goes through, and that's much to his chagrin. Snav beheads him from the side. 2 remaining, 6C and Infinite, and there should be no way for them back into the site. Dia drops 6C, Infinite, and Spawn, and 1 versus 5 awaits him on the B site.
If he gets 2, cool, but it's probably not going to be more than 1 here. They'll figure out where he is momentarily as the smoke fades. They'll double swing him. He comes up empty-handed. A back-to-back quads for Snav and a 7-half, 5-half for Elevate. We'll see you after the break.
Elevate steal away the lead 7-5 off the back of that half buy and the following. Pineapple Phillips and Boggs to bring you the action. Party Astronauts on the back foot. They are on their favored side though, T side. The question is, can they beat that skunk of pistol rounds? It looks like they might be able to off the back of a team headshot from Snav. Infinite a double in towards B, and they might have just broken that curse. They are 0 for 5 on pistols on the evening. 2-man advantage and the bomb plant should hopefully be insurmountable odds. I say that. Peeping drops one. Wolfie forced away by a gush through the wall. Player Pizza beheaded by Peeping as well. Wolfie 160 a second. Shane the last. Finally, Party Astronauts take a pistol, and not at a less or a more consequential moment. 6-7, one away from tying things up. And that gives them far better prospects of closing out this series in their favor.
A timeout instantly called by Elevate off the back of losing a pistol round too is kind of crazy. Their first pistol round loss, PA could not have come at a better time to get their first win, and Elevate using their second of 3 timeouts for it as well. I don't really like that timeout call now. I feel like it's way too early to use it, especially considering you're probably going to go in with the force, or honestly might be better off saving.
I think at this point, Snav's grand gambit was relying on winning all 6 pistols. The 6th should have been an assumption at this point, right?
Yeah, I honestly, I was surprised Party Astronauts got the bomb down, let alone won the pistol round, but they're going quintuple MP. This actually might work. As crazy as it sounds. 5 MP9s has some legitimate strength to it.
They won with Tech 9s like 3 rounds ago.
And the MP9's better.
The MP9, yeah. I dare say it's even gooder. Real words doesn't do it justice.
That is true. Cheese weapon.
Cheese weapon, cheese words. MP9s, though, really not hitting their marks. The helmet's proving a little bit too important. And that MAC-10 is able to find the head on the opener. Bomb plant down. Snav and Shane, the final pair. At this point, they should be saving these SMGs for the following. Looks like they are. 7-7, Party Astronauts tie things up quickly. And Elevate are not going to have an investment into round number 15 either. This is a chance for Party Astronauts to build a lead and hopefully pummel that CT economy.
The CT economy for Elevate still in its fledgling stages. It's going to get knocked back a peg or two, given the loss here on the force spy. But the double MP9 still might be able to find something in the round following. for Party Astronauts right now, take it one round at a time, one step at a time, slowly, surely, claw your way to victory. Don't get ahead of yourselves. Don't stop playing your own game. That's what Elevate did so well. They just play their own game. Doesn't matter the situation. They know their plan. They stick to their plan. And they execute. They don't get rattled. They don't get panicked. They have a game plan. And they follow. They've all bought into the system, which is quite impressive. And they've got a little bit of oomph behind this MP9 save. They've got a couple of pistols, Deagle 5.7. Deagle has armor on Dare. Deagle's got a P250. And that can always do some serious damage. And PA are ready for a push, and rightly so, given the lack of firepower, but the close-range weapons they know are at least in hand of the MP9s. And a mid-stroll for Party Astronauts here, maybe even a meander from them as they creep forward deeper. Looking like they're going to go in for the A hit. Ben's going in, MP9 leading the charge, clears out the first. It's a messy duel. Infinite's got another round of peeping. Wolfie had Dia for the initial fight, and so the last two who saved last round are the last two alive for Elevate again.
They're the B players, and A site fell both times. Makes sense.
Funny how that works, isn't it?
Funny how that works. Now the last in CT spawn, caught by a jumping MP9. He loses the MP9 duel. Clean one for Party Astronauts. They ascertain that advantage I mentioned before. They keep 5 alive, which is pretty important. Helps them build that T economy very quickly, as you can see. 60 at 4.3k, and everybody's above him. Elevate, rifles in hand. No helmet for Shane could be an issue. He has a kit, so it is a worthy cause.
And this is really where it begins for Party Astronauts and where it can begin to end for Elevate. If PA win this round, Elevate are back on nothing. It should be 10-7 scoreline after that. And that's where it can be the beginning of the end for Elevate and the end of the beginning for Party Astronauts, where they can look to put this one to bed and move forward and play the winner. Or I believe they play wild card, actually. The winner of NRG Nouns plays M80. And I believe both those games would be tomorrow as well, so something to look forward to for tomorrow's broadcast. Spoiler alert. Great flash for peeping. Unfortunately, 60's able to dive away before he can make the full contact. Takes away 56 HP from Danny, but still, 60 with an AK can always be an ever-present danger. Very slow round from Party Astronauts, though, and I'm beginning to worry that they're taking too long to get these inroads through the map. They're giving Elevate so much time to move and to push and getting information behind. A trade there on Snav, but still a messy start. Infinite's blind, still alive. It's a crazy round for Party Astronauts, and now one kill can stymie the whole thing. 60's got one. Dia had Ben. 3v3. Bomb goes down. No utility for PA. A couple flashes at an HE for Elevate, and they're all grouped up, ready to entry.
They are, and they go rather quickly through the smoke. Infinite playing the off angle. Finds one. Wolfie a second, trading. Finding Shane. The last alive is Dare. He has one to his name. He has 2 players isolated. The question is, can he find it? 3 rounds, he finds the kill. Now an upgraded gun. 10 HP, though. It's a lot to ask. Infinite just buying time, dancing back and forth, not committing. Smart call. He does commit after he tries to run. Very big kill for Infinite. And we mentioned it. This could be the beginning of the end for Elevate. They lose the first rifle round. Party Astronauts, sure, they sustain heavy losses, but it was a bonus for bonus. They have like 10k in the bank a pop. Easily reinvesting. 9-7. 10 should be almost guaranteed. It will be a half buy for Elevate. MP9s, though.
Yeah.
Could throw some spanners in the works.
5.7s too.
5.7s, yeah, I didn't even notice. There's a full fleet.
Now here's a problem, Nate. Shane's on 3 kills.
Yeah, did highlight him earlier on and said he was a man who's been having a good series, but he's fallen silent when it matters most.
Yeah, 60 and Ben both about even, but Infinite picking up where he left off on map 2. 18 and 11. And this is the firepower that he brings to the team, too. Now it's no longer just 60 show. Infinite can take over games. Especially when he gets free. Oh, that's timing. Bad timing for Wolfie. He unscopes at the wrong moment. He could have had a free start there. Now, it's double up. The entrance to A. Triple up now. They're going in. Infinite's waiting. Makes contact. Loses the duel. 60 goes down with only two, or only one rather. Snav and Peeping have three across the board. Ben can trade it back. And Snav jumping around on the retreat. Nabs Fang. And now it's all up to Ben. 1v3. HE out. That's a kill. He'll finish the HE, or the AK rather. Smokes the site. 30 seconds, but domed by Shane. That is another collapse from the Party Astronauts. When they needed to show up and show strong, they lose to the half buy, and it's all on that A main pressure.
All that A main pressure. A re-aggress after the smoke fades. Players jumping, ducking, diving from the likes of Elevate. Quite literally in the case of Snav as he flew away in main, finding that kill on the way out. Fade away. A tactical pause used by Elevate, the winning team, to talk things out after what was a hectic round. This is their last tactical pause as well. That's important to note. Maybe, as you mentioned, that second round timeout on this second half could have proven a little bit too early. To get a little bit of a highlight yet again. Just the jumping MP9 is back and forth, back and forth. It's cheese. You mentioned it earlier. Cheese. There's no other way to put it. Unreal.
Yeah.
We can get away with that.
Well, if there was a team to pull out the cheese and succeed with it, it would be Elevate.
Yeah, I can see that, I guess. That's fair.
I mean, for how long have we just lauded these guys as the puggers of puggers? The aim stars. Now, they have added considerable tactical depth, especially over the last 3 seasons. But still, if there was a team, I would say, yeah, they're going to pull out some cheese and make it work. It would be Elevate. And there's a nice entry. Dare basically does all that work on his own. Flashes himself, nades himself, everything into that isolated duel against 60. And puts him down all alone.
And punishing 60 early on.
Yeah, I mean, I won't say it's a big pick because he's been rather inconsequential this map. But it's still a player to take down.
It's the first consistently is what I'm trying to highlight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe the entry, but he's too disjointed.
And I wouldn't even say that's an entry, it's a lurk. And
Yeah.
Fang's lurking too. He gets punished in the same way. It's a collapse.
Going out A main, it's nothing. Giving information away. Bomb will get down, sure, but a 2-man deficit. Interesting plant spot, interesting smoke to buy space. Elevate know they can buy their time. Ben has to get 2 here. Wants to stick around, he needs to. Thinks better of it. I like Ben Leeth's spot. Interesting. Definitely catch someone off, but again, someone needs a double. Ideally, a triple. Swing comes in, Wolfie, only one. Good trade from Ben Leet, but still pressure on. Dare drops Infinite, and now Ben Leet close. Has way too many to expect. They come right over the top and run him down. Peeping gets the kill. And Elevate, tie things back up. 9 apiece. Party Astronauts, how does the economy look? Not so hot. 2 players can't afford AKs and armor. Looking at Wolfie and Fang. Do they go for the investment? Do they go for maybe a hero rifle? It's definitely Party Astronauts' turn to talk things out and figure out what they want to do.
Yep.
60, though, immediately going for the force spine. See if they're compelled to follow along.
That's a sign that we've both seen over the years where he just consistently wants to go aggressive. Usually means he's somewhat tilted. And that's not a good sign for Party Astronauts.
It's not, especially coming to a map, again, that they seem to be favored on.
Yeah, and one they can't afford to lose now. If they want the series.
It's not the end of the line for this one. Talked about it earlier. There was 2 matchups this evening that were the end of the line, perhaps. They started out in the lower bracket. Mythic took down Boss in one of those, so Boss is eliminated.
Lag and Carpe Diem still going on, as well as now NRG, as far as I'm aware. I haven't been checking the scores.
Carpe Diem's
We've got
done.
our own game.
2-0.
Lag 2-0 on Carpe Diem. All right. Honestly, not surprised. Lag came into the playoffs looking pretty good. So, not a huge shocker there.
2 2-0s in the lower bracket, and it's 2 best-of-3s that go the distance in the upper.
And that's the thing, too. We got
on the
3 versus 6 and 4 versus 5 in the upper right now. Which, to me, those are going to be pretty darn even games. And we've gotten that. Party Astronauts are playing so slow again. The same... I don't want to call it methodical, because it's really not. It's just almost directionless.
They're playing Snake, trying to find an opening. They're all just following one another.
Mm-hmm. And it hasn't worked.
No. And it's lurking towards A main, because it feels like they always have been leaning A. Oh, they made a read where they push A main. Ooh, Infinite does get one and tags a second. He has the information. Plant will go down back of Cake instead. Sure that player can't fall from an A main press. 4 versus 4, either side can get it. Yeah. But 1 kill would potentially compel the save.
They don't have a lot of money. Oh my gosh, Tech9 up close. It's the AKs too, the MAC-10. Only 1 for Elevate. That's Shane, as Snav will now save, as there's no other option for him. The MAC-10 can be upgraded into an M4 or an AK. And off the back of the timeout and the force by Party Astronauts find a victory. Gets to double digits first. And that was 1 kill away from a team ace. That was a good team effort. And they found that entry, that opening, but it mostly comes from Infinite taking down 1 on that 2-pronged push A main.
Yeah, big one for him to find. Talked about Infinite taking over the game. It hasn't quite been that superstar juggernaut performance, you know. Has still been tremendously impactful. That 1 and the information on the second proved critical. 10-9. Elevate. Scramble something together. Cobble something together. Good rifles. The op for D-up. Same for Party Astronauts, though. 4 AKs and the op for Wolfie. Wolfie is the one to win the Opera's duel A main. A headshot through the wall and takes half HP in return. Dare Molly down to 16, down to 8. Caught as well. Shane, the last one alive. Back Platt has to do a lot, or at least buy time. Never mind. Party Astronauts are going to fall back. You're going to hinge upon the fact that there will be a wild and aggressive rotation towards B. They can make inroads elsewhere instead. This call, but they have to slink in quickly. Fang can't just crouch walk the whole way, I don't think. Not unless Elevator going for a full-on gamble stack.
Might not be a bad idea. Because you guarantee either you're going to have your full forces for a hold, or you're going to keep those guns up into the next round.
Yeah, gamble stack does seem like the right call. They're not rotating out. That smoke should tell them to save.
It's not a bad call here. It's just a painful one.
Yep, 11-9 is the score. 3 rifles should give them enough to invest in the following. If they fall and they fail to win the round, which is likely, more than likely at this point because the bomb's down across the map, it becomes a far more dire situation.
This sort of half hunt from Party Astronauts isn't a bad idea. Especially since they're using utility for it. But they also don't have the most money. Fang's on $500. They found the op, though. Peeping's tagged down low. They're going to go in. That's a huge punish. They get a second as well. Snav's going to get forced away. He's caught from behind. No survivors for Elevate. That is quite the punish from the Party Astronauts. Only 2 players in Elevate can even contemplate a full investment. And unless there's some more cheese in the bag for Elevate, Party Astronauts should be sitting at a triple match point here in the upper bracket. Seed 4 versus Seed 5.
There we go.
It's cheese time. How many cheese wheels?
Only 2. 2 deagles. It's a half buy, actually. It's not even a full investment.
It's cheese, though.
It is. A 3 for 1 on the X's for Party Astronauts was huge. All the greater chances. Round number 21.
The lack of utility, too, something that can come through on a retake. But with the way Elevate has their setup, they're not looking for a retake. They're looking to just win.
Another triple stack in A main. But it seems like
Only one holding.
Their lesson. Yeah, but he's holding from an off angle at as far away as he can realistically get. Gonna be cleared. Oh my goodness. Ugly spray and a punish from Dia. Fang. That's a kill elsewhere. Shane, only player on B, so if they can clear him out quickly, they can get bombed down. Rotation though, voracious and speedy. MP9, M4, Deagle. They're gonna go for it. Two walking up long. Bentley peeks, does damage again, but it's an ugly spray. Doesn't get the kill. Two are there. That's the information.
Bomb's not on the site yet.
It's gonna cross in now. It's being covered well enough. Elevate are expecting it to go back A. They're trying to get ahead of it, and they're juking themselves out. Bomb is now down uncontested. The arrow working around, but there's still a long rotation coming in from one. 6C drops first. The last two now are both incredibly low. There'll be no chance for them. MP9 and Deagle gonna save. Wants that rifle before he goes. He'll grab it. $12 secured for Party Astronauts, though. 3 series points off of this round.
Triple match point. Good spot to be in for Party Astronauts, especially considering the slide on Nuke and the beginning of this map, too. They're able to claw their way back without their best player statistically performing well. In fact, he's been their worst. He's gained a lot of space. Sure, he's gone in first. He's been traded out a lot. But you want 60 to be on more than 10 kills here with higher than 62 ADR. Infinite's done well. Honestly, though, everyone on Party Astronauts has been relatively close in terms of frags. If you put Infinite away as the outlier, 15, 14, 14, 10. It's not bad at all. So it's been decently even for Party Astronauts. Everyone has had moments. Wolfie has had some critical ones, especially on that CT side of the top. But here they go. Dia's got a freebie on the Fang, just pushing through smoke. They tried 2 more in, and all the damage going the way of Dia. He's just farming through that smoke, spraying away, notching up numbers, and building that DAR. But what else is there for Elevate here, as they've all but confirmed this round, unless they somehow lose to no HP players and headshots. Shane debates peeking into E-Box. 6C up close and personal, one-shot territory on his health. Peeks instead, sprays him down. Infinite's got Dia. Now things begin to swap over towards the favor of the Party Astronauts. Good Molotov buys time for Dare, but he's spotted by Ben. Wolfie peeks in as well. Huge kill from Dare. Great nade from Ben. Snav's running in as well. Secondary nade will not finish off Dare. Snav's got the last. Infinite has to run for the hills or go for the full-on commitment. I don't agree with the save here from Infinite. Just do what damage you can, but it's not going to be a likely round victory for Gage, although he's been great so far. 40 HP, minimal utility, bomb down, not in his possession, makes it hard.
Not in his position, but it is smoked off by Elevate. They don't have control of it either, so if he could somehow sneak in there and grab it, might just be able to sow some chaos and slip some gaps. Of course, he doesn't know that. No luxury of information for him. We have the map with smokes, etc. Fade. So will that drain? 1v3 from B main with smoke to guys across to the bomb. Again, hoping to sow some chaos, but with 10 seconds left, at this point, he's going to try to save that op. If anything. Across. Oh, he's tagged once, but he does survive. Op recovered. Again, I agree with you. I don't think the save should have come through. But at least he gets something more than an AK to bring into the next round.
A little more life for Elevate here. Of course, they're still on the edge economically, and of course, in terms of round count, 2 more for overtime. 1 for Party Astronauts, ends it here and now. 6 creeping through canals, sprays the smoke and finds nothing. No damage taken or dealt by either side here. As we wait. Slow down. Smoke's going out again towards E-Box. It's too expended for that one choke point. Meanwhile, flash into A main. Party Astronauts beginning their take, drawing out the utility of Elevate. A smoke out. Will they expect the push? I don't think they will. Infinite's going to go through here, or at least think about it. They'll hold off instead at the end. But a lot of the utility's been forced out of Elevate's hand due to the positioning and carefully placed utility of the Party Astronauts. Molotov and E-Box now to clear it out for 6s. He begins to take ground slowly but surely. Much more like the Danny we all know and love, not just running full tilt into angles. Taking his time, crossing his T's, dotting his I's. As time is ticking down under the 45-second mark here. Finally, they're going in towards A. Molotov clears out Pool. Dia's got that op train. Flash going in. No more utility left for PA. They've got to go. Peeping is here. Dia makes contact, but he falls away. Peeping gets naded and flashed. Takes a lot of damage. He peeks. No, it's Snav instead. 6 traded 1 for 1. Dia can strike now. 4v3. Retake's got to come through. Do they know Fang's out middle? They seem to expect something of a rotation lock, and that's exactly what Fang's role is right now. A flash for Dare to try and clear him out. No, he's going to go in dry. Wins that fight clean. Wolfie Ben 2v4 to hold off. Wolfie's got 1. Takes a little bit of tag damage, but he's still alive and kicking for now. Ben's in a precarious position. Missing is Wolfie. Peeping's got 2, and we are going a full 24. We're not done just yet.
Op in hand for Peeping, still in play. AK's recovered for Shane and Dare. We are going the distance on the decider. To recap, PA won map 1, Mirage 13-11, their opponent's map pick. Elevate, clap back 13-6 on Nuke. And now it's down to the wire on map 3. Party Astronauts had 3 series points. They're down to the last. If they lose this one, we're off to overtime. If they win it, no overtime is required. Last tactical pause used for both teams in regulation. The third and final for Party Astronauts, using every resource they have and have been using them wisely as well, might I add. Rifles are going to come through. Do we see an op for Wolfie? The answer is no. Looks like he dropped a rifle to somebody. Economy of Party Astronauts was less than ideal, so they'll have a Galil for Ben Leet. Op for Dia, though. Had good impact in the round prior. Hit its mark yet again. Lurks. Middle.
The spam finds nothing. Is Elevator playing a lot more passive now? Their only real aggression is out towards mid, and that's the op. Can't even really count that as aggression. It's an op holding an angle. 3 towards B, 1 towards A, 1 towards mid. Shane more towards E-Box and Canal than anything, but he's still a B-site defender. Minute 10 go. Smoke's going out. Fang, Molotov prepped and ready. Reed does the lineup. Tosses that over. Flash will go through as well. Dia burns and retreats, losing about 60% of his health. Exactly 60%. Now a B split on the cards. Dare takes care of the B main player and Ben Leet. 60 comes in next. Has a friend with him. Wolfie goes 1 for 1 with him. 3v3. Snav's Molly a bit too late. Out they come. Snav goes down to Wolfie's rifle. Bomb getting planted obelisk. 2 players on the rotation for Elevate. Nade does a considerable amount of damage onto Infinite. But Dia and Peeping have a lot of work to do. Peeping's been great. Dia been a bit quiet in this map. Peeping has been streaky, but what they need is a bundle of kills and fast for overtime. Peeping, turning forward, clearing out. Met by Fang! Infinite takes down Dia, and Party Astronauts survive the onslaught of Elevate. Both of their maps, they won 13-11. They lost their pick 13-6, but it does not matter. It was not pretty, it was not clean for Party Astronauts, but they got the job done, and that, at the end of the day, is what matters.